Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nusquash Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
And there's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Kencan. Kenny Kencan wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97 home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the other auto custodian. Billy Friedrich. Joe's one all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a Dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio is all. There's a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
Okay. Hey, everyone. What's up? Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. On the screen with me, of course, Justin McKelvey. And we, last week's show is probably not going to be as good as last week's show. People were killing it. The guests, people in the comment section. We got a women's college basketball NC State pick that killed it. Someone else gave us a Bayern Munich in Champions League soccer. That one killed it. He said it was he put his whole mortgage on it. They won easily. I'm excited, man. I'm excited when you got the guests that we have combined with the comment section that we have. You're very likely to have a great show. Me and Jose Bouquett mean almost nothing. Justin McKelvey, how you doing?
Not bad. Yeah, shout out. That was Will Johnson with that women's basketball. I think it was NC State over Tennessee.
Yes. What a call. And I looked at it, and it actually closed like 2.5. He loved NC State, and Tennessee, of course, is normally a juggernaut in women's college basketball. But Bill Johnson gave us NC State in the comments section, and that one friggin' nailed it. He nailed it. All right, and then we also had Matty Ice giving us college basketball plays, and those I think went 2 of 3 or 3 of 3, whatever it was. So, we got some. It's going to be tough to live up to that show, but we're definitely going to do it. We're definitely going to try. I definitely got to tweet this out so that we can get as many people as possible helping us out here. And 9 Legacy. All right, is Billy Brisbane going to be around, or is it just you, Justin? Do you know?
No clue.
No clue. Jose Bouquett, you there by any chance? Jose Bouquett, not there. I guess Jose Bouquett, not there.
Jose definitely there. He's somewhere.
Jose. All right. Well, Billy Brisbane will probably join us whenever we can get whatever we can get from Billy. We will take. I guess we'll start in with NBA right now, just with Justin, and I'm going to tweet this out, and we're going to have a good show. All right. So we'll start with Toronto and the Nets. You ready, Justin?
I'm ready.
All right. So Nets, of course, a shitty team. They do have some life to them if you read, what they say to the media. But they just got blown the F out at the Knicks, right? Only one straight up win on the year. Only 3 ATS covers. Indiana, other teams are not winning, but covering here and there. Nets have only covered 3 times all year, and the Raps, off the loss at Philly. But before that, they had 4 straight really nice straight up and ATS margin wins. And when you have a team like the Nets, their defense is terrible. And of course, in their in their media talks, they talk about how they have to improve their defense. They're going to work on it. The question is, will they be able to? I mean, opposing teams are just killing them from 3-point range, from 2-point range. Are they going to be able to improve here against Toronto? I don't know. Pirtle seems like he's a big deal for Toronto. When he's in, they're a lot better than when he's out. And I believe he's supposed to be in here. Toronto is a 10-point favorite. Was the first line that I saw, and total about 233. We'll see where the line has moved. But Justin McKelvey, what do you think? Are the Nets going to be able to get it together defensively in any way?
I don't know. I really don't even like this game. Like it's I'm tempted. Well, I was. I'm not no more. I was tempted to be on the Nets. It just seems like it's a whole lot of points. Yeah. And then I was really close to betting the over because Toronto seemed like no matter whether they're on the road or at home, it seemed like they always dictate the pace. And I wanted to bet the over, but then I realized ever since Cam ain't been out there, it seemed like Nets ain't scoring, so I can't trust them to play their part for this team total, or not the team total, for the total full game over. So ultimately, I ain't get to absolutely nothing in this game. I was looking at B.I., Brandon Ingram. I was looking at his points and his rebounds, and I couldn't get there because of the blowout factor. Like, the Nets could get blown out. It seemed like that's what they like to do anyway. So I got 5 plays, but this isn't one. I ain't got nothing in this one.
Yeah, this is a classic, in all sports you see it, especially in the NBA, when you got, if you're just going on past performance, of course you'd be thinking Toronto team total over at least. But at some point, the Nets will probably figure something out defensively, right? I mean, they're the worst. I believe they have the worst defense in the league statistically. Billy Brisbane, the total I'm seeing right now hasn't moved much since I first saw it. Still at 233. Looks like line's up to like 10 or 10.5 now. So the line has moved a little bit in Toronto's favor since the first line I saw. Billy Brisbane, this is a tough one, right?
It's just hard to get any value out of Brooklyn right now. 1-4 ATS is double-digit underdogs. 1-8 ATS last 9 games in this spot. Sandwich spot back at home for 1 and then back on the road. Sportsbooks, I feel like, are kind of like fishing for a resistance point where they're going to get Brooklyn money. It kind of makes me think that Toronto blows them out in this game. Mm-hmm. Each of Toronto's last 10 games as road favorites following a loss have gone over the total. 9 straight home game overs for Brooklyn. Favorites have won each of the last 11 games at Barclays Center. So even though those are the stats and trends, I kind of like Brooklyn team total under 111.5. I think that would be the move on this game. My favorite player prop in this game would be Emmanuel Quickly over 25.5 PRA. I think Quickly is going to start contributing a little bit more. His usage rate is up a little bit higher than what you would expect with Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett out there, but he's been diming the ball, and I think his props have been paying. So that's one guy I have circled for my daily fantasy player pool in this game. And then on the Nets side, I kind of want to just stay away from them. Like I really think they go under on their team total in this game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Raps are off a loss, so are we just like overthinking this? And the Raps at least first half is if not a lock, but a very good play.
It's like, do you like Toronto or do you like some of these other big favorites that we'll talk about a little bit later in the card? I mean, when you start digging into the card a little bit, some of these other favorites are in a little bit more advantageous spots, I would say.
Man. I would love to take a shot with like Nets first half team total under. I think you're right about the Nets team. Justin McKelvey, what do you think about, if nothing, this is a tough game, Nets team total under? Why not?
I do like that. That's the reason why I couldn't get to the over, because I don't feel like the Nets going to help me out with my full game over. They the whole reasons I didn't bet this over.
Dead ass. I was looking at Toronto team total over, and I was like, Brooklyn ain't gonna get there.
I don't think Brooklyn gonna help me out, so that's why I couldn't really pull the trigger on the full game over.
Capping the cappers, listening to what you guys think. Oh, I do listen to what you say. I'm gonna take a shot with the Nets first half team total under 54.5. I'm gonna make that official. 54.5 minus 115 is the line I can see right now. That's the worst line. I'll shop around to get a little bit better. I'm going to take that, though. I think Toronto first half is an obvious play. I think you're right that the total hasn't gone up either, and probably the Nets are going to try a little bit on defense here. Let's see what the comment section has to say. Mark,
what was that number again on the Brooklyn number?
First half team total under 54.5 minus 115. A lot of times in the NBA and in the NHL, but in the NBA too, when I try to get too cute like that, it winds up burning me, and just like Toronto first half, cashes easily. But that's what I'm going to go for right now. Mark A just moved on Toronto first half minus 5.5. Fernando Mendoza, thing about Nets team total under in the first half, they seem to go off, but once the Nets get to the third or fourth quarter, they stop scoring. Yeah, I don't know. The first half total is also very low. It's only 113.5, a lot less than 50% of the of the full game total. All right, Kyle Macedo likes Claxton over 8.5 rebounds. Let me see. All right, I'm just going to I'm just gonna stick with that and nothing official from either of you, right?
No, I ain't got nothing.
All right. Let's move on. I still haven't tweeted this out, but I'll do this in the middle of our next game. Yeah, another interesting one. Here we go. The Memphis and the Knicks, right? Memphis, last two were okay. Margin ATS win over Dallas, and then a close ATS loss to OKC. Before that, though, they had lost 6 in a row ATS. Some of those games were a bit close, but still, those 7 games, recently they've been, not that great ATS. And going under. 6 of their last 7 games went under. And then the Knicks, off that huge blowout win over the Nets, 4 straight impressive straight up and ATS wins now for the Knicks. And they've been going over. Last 6 games, 5 out of their last 6 games went over. So I don't know, looking at this, I mean, the Knicks are off a huge blowout win, but it just seems, again, another maybe. Don't overthink it. Knicks roll again. I don't know. Knicks double result, maybe. I don't know. Justin McKelvey, what do you think?
Well, I look at this game and I look at the Knicks. They 5-0 ATS at home. It's a big number to a team that I feel like needs to make some decisions. Like I don't never want to be on the side of nothing to do with Memphis, nothing to do with Ja. Even though everyone likes to turn up when they at Madison Square Garden. But what I end up getting to is I got the Knicks team total over 121.5. I got that at minus 112. I I feel like the Grizzlies, they don't play no defense at all. Madison Square Garden, the first leg of the back for the Knicks. And they got Orlando up next tomorrow. So I think they'd like to come out here, blow these boys out, get ready for Orlando. I ain't really worried about the blowout potential because I feel like they could have like going into 100-something by the third quarter, like with this Memphis Grizzlies defense. And I wouldn't be surprised if Josh show up. You know what I mean? As long as this game, I feel like he's going to try to keep it close. Like, it's Madison Square Garden. Sooner or later, you're going to start playing for your trade value because obviously you don't want to be there, but who going to want you? So this is the time to play no defense. I got it at 121.5, minus 113.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, the Knicks line hasn't moved that much from the first line I saw. Total has dropped. First total I saw was 233.5. Now it's down to like 231. Billy Brisbane, what do you think? Maybe I don't know. Maybe Knicks double result. What do you think?
This is why me and Stacks vibe. I mean, like, how can you write that up any better? I mean, I'm right there with him. I think that would be the way to play this game. Mm-hmm. I mean, it feels like, I'll just say for the Knicks, like, they're defending. There's a little bit more respect for their home court this year than in past years. Like, I don't ever remember the Knicks starting off the season 6-0 at home, 4-game winning streak. Usually not a fan of laying double digit with the Knicks, but I mean, Memphis has been on fade alert for a while now, for some time. 130 plus in back-to-back games for the Knicks here. Last game of a 6-game homestand. 6 games at the crib? That shit is wild. I mean, some of the stats for these player props are wild. Knicks plus 17.7 scoring differential at home, second best in the NBA. Player prop to know in this one, I don't know how I'm going to play it. I don't know if I'm going to put it in a 3-pick. I don't know if I'm going to play it straight. But Mikal Bridges over 1.5 3-pointers. He's going over his 3-point line in 8 straight games. He has just been auto-cashing. I think the only way he doesn't cash this is if the Knicks blow him out. But I got the Knicks in a parlay that we'll talk about a little bit later on. But yeah, Mikal Bridges over 1.5 threes. The shot might be broke, but it's going in. I mean, you can pull up whatever you want to pull up, your prop madness, your edge IQ, whatever you use, and you'll see Mikal Bridges 3-point check.
Is it juiced?
And it's like, it's juiced. Yeah, of course it's going to be juiced. Minus, like, I think it was 180 when I first looked at it at like 9 o'clock this morning.
So like
that's why I said, yeah, it looked like a little same game parlay piece, or like something for those prize picks, underdog, chalkboard bettors and stuff like that. You could definitely throw Mikal Bridges in a 3-pick.
All right, we'll look at the comments section, but I'm wondering, do you think? I mean, Memphis, they're bad and they're pretty bad ATS, but got a margin ATS win over Dallas, hung close ATS with OKC. Is it possible that they've turned a corner, not straight up, but maybe ATS? They're going to be a big dog in most games. Have they maybe?
I'm not going to try to overcomplicate this. You fade the fuck out of the Grizzlies right now.
Really?
Last time it was like, all right, they're playing Dallas. This might be the one time that they actually win a game. But it's like the Grizzlies are in super fade watch right now. Like, this might be one of those teams that we look at by Christmas time. Like, man, what happened to the Grizzlies?
Justin McKelvey, you think that Memphis is super fade watch right now, or just average suck?
I wouldn't say super fade, but I'm not betting them. And they're the reasons why I got to the team total when I looked at their defense. Because even though, like, this Grizzlies team is horrible, but I'm not about to give them 9 points. I'm not about to give them 9.5. I'm not about to do that. Even though ATS, Knicks is a wagon at home, but I'm not giving, not when I know what y'all capable of. So at some point, enough is going to be enough. But I'm not going to be betting on, and I'm not fading them until that enough is enough. But I'll just bank on the Knicks to score me a whole bunch of points, what they've been doing. Like, I ain't asking them to do nothing they ain't been doing. That way I ain't got to worry about the cover. Just go out here and score. Give me 125 points. And I don't care what y'all. Y'all go crazy for once.
Jaw's passing numbers have been pretty good. It's just the shooting numbers are just god-awful. Like,
yeah, you're going to turn that around eventually, like, because I know you don't want to be there, but
he might not, because when I was looking into why Jaw's been playing so bad this year, he has not been attacking the rim at the same rate. So if he's not attacking the lane, then what the fuck is he really doing? shooting clankers. Like Ja's not that. He's not like a dead eye shooter or something like. He's not like a Damian Lillard or something like that. He's more of like a. I don't even know, like more of like a slashing type of point guard.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Like,
all right,
I couldn't, but I wouldn't say super fade, but I wouldn't feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel comfortable betting on him.
He got his 3-point badges last year, and he just thinks he's gold eye now, and he's just clanking
like 15% from three.
It's bad, 15. But he's only taking threes though. Like if you look at his last game, he shot the ball like it was like 13 something times. Me and Dutch were fucking laughing about that shit. Fucking, he shot the ball 13 something times, and like more than half of them, like 3/4 of them, were all 3-point shots. Like I don't know what's up with Ja, man. But the passing numbers are good, so he doesn't hate his teammates.
Like maybe without a hand in my face, I could make more than 15% of my threes.
I could go outside right now and shoot more than 15%. I confidently.
I'm just saying without a hand in my face. So like 15% is bad.
Without a hand in my face.
Yeah.
The Knicks have bad 3-point defense numbers, you know? Is that something you think Memphis is not going to be able to take advantage of then? I
just feel like if there's ever going to be a time, I'm not someone who's bet on Ja. I haven't bet on Ja not one time. I've been on the Grizzlies, but not on him particularly. But I feel like if there's ever going to be a game, all the stars want to show up at Madison Square Garden. This is known fact. Like, somebody going to show up.
I think it's got to be Triple J, though. It's got to be Triple J taking advantage over Cat. Because, like, for as much as I love Karl-Anthony Towns, he do got that little soft trait in him when it comes to defending the rim. I remember last year he had, like, one of the worst, like, rim protection percentages for, like, centers and stuff like that before Mitchell Robinson came back. I think it would be Triple J. But I could definitely see Memphis pushing New York because like New York's not about to come up here and lock up Memphis and be playing crazy defense and stuff like that. This is probably going to be a pretty relaxed type of game with a bunch of scoring in it, and I could definitely see them fucking around and winning by 8 points, and the score be like 138-131.
Yeah, this game scares me. I'm going to pass. Yeah, sometimes teams, you know, in all sports, but especially like, you know, NHL and NBA, when they go into, you know, Madison Square Garden or, you know, Montreal or big venues, things can take an unexpected turn for the better or for the worse. I'm going to pass. Justin McKelvey liking the Knicks team total under, and nothing official from you, right?
No, I said Knicks team total over.
Sorry. Yeah. Over. Sorry. Yeah.
Over 121.5 minus 113. Right.
And nothing official from you, Billy?
I got a 3-leg parlay. I got 2 bets that I placed last night when we got done the Monday Night Football stream. One was a chalk parlay, and the other one was a straight bet. And pretty obvious what the straight bet was.
Look at this. I was saying maybe Knicks double results. Is that just free money? Kong's Clips, Knicks winning at the end of every quarter. Plus 114 will be on my card. Chosen one likes Knicks first half. I'm sorry?
Kong's, it's called wire to wire on their sports books. The Knicks to win at the end of every quarter.
Plus money though. Yeah, very, very nice.
But they got to be. The thing about that bet is not winning. They got to win, right?
Yeah.
Because like even if they're up 5 and they're up 5 at the end of the first quarter and up 5 at the end of the second quarter, you lose. You got to be up at least 6 by the end of the second quarter, right?
No, I think
it's like first quarter, first half, full game. Like if winning. You're up by, you just got to be winning first quarter, first half, full game. It's a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, winning at the end of every quarter. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that.
So yeah, if you're up, you know, by 20 after the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm about to say you go up 20 in the first quarter, you're on cruise control.
There you again. Go ahead.
I was going to say majority of sports books list that under wire to wire wins.
Yeah. Because if it does, you know, if it's unexpected and, you know, Memphis comes and something unexpected happens, you got a plus money bet that loses. If the Knicks dominate like so many people are expecting, you probably will win that plus money bet. Huge shout out to Kong's Clips, who also gave us Texas Tech over BYU last week in college football. All right, shout out to Lamont Williams and Wager Detective. All right, let's move on. And Kong's Clips says the fair price for that should be around even money. All right, let's move on. Next game is Boston Philly. Man, this is a tough one. They've already played twice, both super close. One was under, one was over. You know, Boston coming off of their 2-game set at Orlando. They won one, they lost one. In general, though, they haven't been that good ATS this year. And Philly off of, a straight up loss, but another ATS win. So they've been covering, although they've been pretty close. To me, this just looks like a coin flip, I guess. I don't know if there's an edge on the side. You guys might see something good, but this is a great game to watch, I guess, maybe to bet live or at the half. But pre-game, I'm not sure. What do you think, Justin McKelvey?
Yeah, I got over 230.5 minus 110. I got that, I think, early this morning or late last night. Might have been the same thing. And I like the pace especially the pace that the Sixers play at home. And at home in front of this crowd, and Embiid gonna be in there. Now, to be honest, usually when Embiid's in there, I usually don't like Sixers overs because he just slows everything down. But I do like Embiid. He embarrassed me the very first game they played against the Celtics. But he had to get his legs underneath him, so that was on me. I'm not on him today, but that's why I'm not worried about this over. I think we've seen these teams; they're 1-1 the previous game, one to the over. I think the second one was off by like a couple points. But back at the crib, I look for Maxey, I look for Embiid, look for them to have big games, look for the 76ers to win this game. And I think the game will fly over. One thing we know about the Celtics, they're not going to just lay down and die. Like, this is like a little mini rivalry. But I don't know. On the side, I wouldn't be in front. I wouldn't stand in front of the 76ers at home right now. Probably wouldn't stand in front of them, period.
Does it not bother you that the last time they played was in Philly with almost the exact same total and it went under by double digits?
No, it don't bother me at all.
Okay. Billy Brisbane, anything you like here?
Yeah, on the Sixers here, Celtics front end of the back-to-back, Philly coming back down to life a little bit. Losers of 3 of their last 4, last game of 3-game homestand. I feel like the reason why the number's so low is because they're 26th in strength of schedule. So basically every time they play like a half-decent team, the Sixers have lost this year. But both games have been razor close. Even with 3 meetings this year, I feel like Phillies look like the far and better away team. Boston's depth down low will be something that's going to hurt them versus these Eastern Conference teams that can take advantage of it. And I think that's where the Sixers are going to have the advantage in this one. I think the Sixers are going to roll in this one here. I like the Sixers here on the money line. I took it at minus 120. And I'm right there with stacks for – you got to look at maxi props. They're just not pricing it correctly. If they were pricing it correctly, it would probably just be a pass. But, like, they're going to just keep on putting it under 30 points. You got to keep on taking it. You don't have to go like full unit on it, but you got to throw a little quarter unit on it if you're doing the prize picks, the parlays, and all that. I got to throw Maxey in there. Second in the league in scoring with 33.2 points per game. Second player in Sixer franchise history. The only other player to do this was Allen Iverson, who's on the wall across from me, with 10 straight 25-plus point games and 5 assist point games to start off the season, just to give you an idea of how well Tyrese Maxey is playing this year.
Yeah. I mean, the props market is sometimes slow to catch. Well, all the markets can be slow to catch up, but definitely the props market too. Mark A, like in Philly, money line, minus 125. Action Jackson, how did the Celtics smash with no Tatum? Fernando Mendoza likes first half under 118.5, but I'll pass for now. And the biggest jewel likes Jaylen Brown points over. You guys have any thoughts about that, Justin?
Yeah, Jaylen's my go-to. I think one of these shows, last time I gave him out, he cashed for me. Oh, matter of fact, they was playing Orlando. But I'm not, if I had a better prop, I mean, for the Celtics side, I just don't really want to be on those Celtics props because I think the Sixers going to win this game. But if I had to be, it would definitely be him. Like, it seemed like he's my go-to. And in a game where I expected a whole bunch of points, because I think this game is going to fly over. I see like 238, 240 points. So.
Okay. And now we have on the other side, Bo Jackson, Celtics money line and top set leaning Boston. Not loving, but leaning. Total, is roughly where it opened. A teeny tick down to the under, but that's as of right now. These totals move a lot from between now and tip off. And I'm thinking maybe just look at it live and maybe at the half. If Philly's down by 8 at the half, something like that, maybe live bet or take Philly second half. That's something I'll be thinking about. All right, let's move on. Next game, Golden State and OKC. Golden State, they had last show they were off of 2 bad road losses, and Billy Brisbane, thanks for pushing me to take Golden State double result. That one cashed easily, and then their next 3 games, the same thing happened. Curry was out, but 2 big road losses followed by a big bounce back home win. So they're off of that home win here. Now Curry is going to return here, I believe, and OKC, a decent favorite here. They come back after a 4-game trip. Dort and Wiggins, I think, are both going to be out for this one. And, I'm not sure what to think about this one. Obviously, there's some kind of issue, maybe, with Golden State on the road, although maybe it's just small sample size variance. But they've definitely had big wins at home and big losses on the road over the past few weeks. I was thinking maybe over. I don't know. Justin McKelvey, got anything on this one?
Yeah, I got 2 separate bets. It's not a parlay. I'm on the Warriors plus 7.5, and I'm on Warriors plus 7.5 minus 112, and the Warriors over 228 minus 118. And I like them both for like 10 of the last 11 meetings between these teams, and both went all of them went over except for one. And then you look at Golden State on the road. It's the first leg of their back-to-back, and they're like 29-3 or 29-6 first leg of the back-to-back, long as Curry's playing going back the last 2 years. So, and even though we don't want to stand in front of this Warriors or this Thunder team, but I feel like 7.5, that's a whole lot of points getting stepped back. We just watched them blow out at the crib, blow out the Pacers. So I think they're going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I think the Warriors going to keep it close. I thought about sprinkling the money line. This could be the spot, but I really love the Warriors.
Yeah, I was thinking about the over too. That was my thing here, over maybe. And it's just OKC. I love fading elite teams as a big favorite, but now OKC's covered 5 out of the last 6, and they're just a friggin' juggernaut right now. Billy Brisbane. I'm on the edge of making the over official as well. What do you think?
They covered 5 of the last 6, but the Warriors didn't cover 4 of the last 5 against this team.
Yeah.
And the heads-up meeting. So that's the first leg of the back-to-back. I forget who they play tomorrow.
They play the Spurs tomorrow in San Antonio.
Absolutely.
I'm with Dax, man. This is the spot to hit Golden State, man.
Yeah.
The only thing that held me back was personal reasons. I was we got done the Monday Night Football game. I was a little bit tired. I was a little bit schmed. I was writing down notes. I was a little bit high, I ain't gonna lie. And I was like, this isn't the best time to make the right decision because watch Curry be ruled out or some random stuff like that. I don't think this line's moving crazy. Not rushing up to the win. I could bet this 5 minutes before the game starts, and I don't think this line's going to move like that. I don't think people are hip to – Golden State has been OKC's, Achilles heel in the West. They have played them very well. Golden State front end of the back-to-back. Bettors are going to see Golden State 1-5 ATS on the road and kind of overlook that. This has been one of OKC's harder matchups in the West in years past. Golden State took 2 of 3 versus OKC last year. One of them were in Golden State last year. No Dort, no Wiggins. This is where Butler and Kuminga could definitely shine in this matchup. OKC, we've seen them dominate, but the cracks have been on the wall. In their last game, they were down by 19 points in that game against Memphis and won that game by double digits. There's a couple of games like that for OKC this year where they're down by double digits and they end up covering by the end and everything looks all smooth and fine and dandy. But as you play the better teams, and I feel like in the league and stuff like that, those spots, you're going to end up losing those type of games. Golden State, I definitely feel like they're a team that you really have to analyze and pick the right spots for them. Because some of these nights, like you were talking about, Pete, they just don't show up. They don't give a fuck. They will not put in the right lineups. But then when they do show up and everybody's in the lineup, it looks like one of the better teams in the West this year. It's hard to get a good gauge on where their ceiling is, but I like the floor of the Golden State Warriors, and I think the market has gone too far left with this. If they were really scared, they would put this line at 9.5 or something like that. But they're inviting you to bet OKC in this spot. They're saying, welcome to go parlay up OKC with your 2 pick today. Whatever your favorite money line is. And I think this is where you get your hand caught in the cookie jar type of spot. I like Golden State here in this spot, and it's definitely going to be something I'm going to add to my card by the end of the day. Just got it. The Golden State Warriors are one of the teams in the league. You really got to wait for their injury news report. Their shit is wild. You'll get an injury news report from them and be 3 people that weren't even on the Like you'd be like, what? All three of them are out? I guess.
You think?
I
But
don't know. I feel
Curry's
like
not? Go ahead.
I think
I feel
Curry's
like I
in, but
got a good read on this team. Like I gave out 2 official plays last. I don't know what show it was. It might have been with Brizzy. It was with Brizzy, and I gave out Curry and the Warriors, and
yeah,
they
and I
both
missed the
came.
fucking team total by a hook.
And they both came through. Like this is just a spot. I didn't expect it to be popular. I expected everybody to come out and call me crazy. And I spoke on it earlier and got laughed at. So, I'm okay with that though.
For liking Golden State.
Yeah, literally got laughed at. So
I'm not
But-
laughing, but I am a little bit scared for you. I want
You know,
to be casual.
you got to scream. You got to scream, Warriors, come out and play
And it's crazy
tonight.
it's just as funny as they think I am about taking the Warriors. I think they're crazy for taking the Thunder and going public and telling people you're taking the Thunder. Knowing that I screenshotted you laughing at me. Like we're not gonna talk about this tomorrow.
It's just, if there's one thing I've learned in sports betting, especially like, football and basketball, elite teams, you can take like a dog against an elite team, getting 8 points or whatever. They're up by 3 with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and you wind up losing ATS by a margin. Elite teams like, when in the stretch run, the class shows. I'll tell you what, I might make this. This is what I'm going to do, and maybe this is possible to make these picks. If the first half is 110 points or lower, I'm definitely taking the second half over. Am I allowed to make that an official play? If the first half is 110 or under, then the opening line on the second half over.
You asking the wrong people. That's above my pay
I think
grade.
the people got to know how you operate and how you work. You're a very into it live better. When you walk up to a kiosk at a halftime, that shit's probably going to hit.
All right.
But I'm saying you could probably give out first half under, second half over.
I do a little bit like the first half under, but I'm also scared of it. I'm not going to bet it, and I don't want to take it. But if the first half is that low scoring, all right, I'll make that an official play. And if Jose Bouquett or someone else tells me that we can't make those kinds of plays for our official records here, then I'll take it.
Yeah, like Jose listening, so he ain't step on the screen and say nothing. So
if the first half is 110 or lower total score, then I'm going to take the second half over.
That sucks for me. I ain't even gonna be up for the halftime. So
yeah. So I'm gonna have to pay attention. All right, so
I'm on
let's
the freestyle.
Last player prop note for this game. Ajayi Mitchell is probably going to get a big boost tonight for the Thunder, and over his last 3 games has been fucking crazy. 20 points per game, 5.7 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game, 31 minutes per game, and they're hanging his point prop not at 20.5 points, which is fucking absurd. If you've watched an OKC Thunder game this year, there's one player that popped off the bench so far, and it's Ajayi Mitchell. There's no way you have watched a OKC Thunder game for the entirety of it and not think, who's this guy?
Wow, and look at the comments section. I just looked at the comments section here. If you want to make these guys laugh, tell them you're taking OKC, not Golden State, because look at this. Everyone, look at this. Action Jackson, Warriors plus 7.5. JM, Golden State Warriors. Fernando Mendoza, same. Warriors plus 7.5. The biggest jewel, Golden State first half. OKC has been starting slow. I definitely was thinking about that. I was thinking about that for sure. And the first half under. I think the first half is going to be relatively low scoring. Here's Kong's Clips with the comment on the Louisville Kentucky game. Like in Louisville minus 3.5. I agree with that, Kong's Clips. We'll talk about that later on. Sports scientist Jacob says best bet on the board is a Sixers money line. All right, I'm not going to add that to my official slate, but I might tail that.
He says the Sixers?
Yeah, Sixers money line. Wow, look at that. I don't disagree with that. Let me see. Bo Jackson, Joe Mazzulla is 21-5 with the Celtics against the Atlantic on the road in his coaching career. All right, now we're back. All right, so come in here, and here you go, Ron Crawford. I'm not trying to make anyone laugh here. Ron Crawford, NBA spreadsheet play of the day. OKC minus 7. Ron Crawford. Those are
That's my guy, but you're on the wrong side today.
Yep. I mean, those are not 100% plays, but they're definitely think twice or maybe 3 times before you fade him. Huge shout out to Ron Crawford. Thanks for posting that. All right.
Yeah, definitely shout out Ron Crawford.
Go ahead. What?
I said shout out Ron Crawford. We used to this. Every once in a while we bump heads, so this is just one time we're just going to bump heads.
Absolutely. And my official play, if the first half is 110 or lower, I'm going to take the second half over. Robert Franklin likes Hartenstein over 9.5 rebounds. Okay, great breakdown. And here you go, JM. OKC struggle to cover 10 points. Golden State plus 11.5. All right, let's move on to the next game on the card. Indiana, Utah. Here we go, another one, right? Indiana sucks. One straight up win on the year. Last game, a 30-point loss at Golden State, and now they're a favorite. At Utah, who's, they're on a back-to-back, and I know that, there's some injuries for Utah, and Indiana's getting healthier, which is great. But I don't know. Ace Bailey's looking great for Utah. Utah's coming off a loss at home to Minnesota. This line really didn't make any sense to me. Maybe you guys can shed some light on it. Indiana, one straight up win on the year, and the market's saying that they're a significantly better than 50% chance to get a second win right here. Justin McKelvey, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, this is actually Stacks Player Day number 2. I'm on the Utah Jazz.
Right.
Plus 2.5 minus 110. I don't know why I can't remember. I think it's 110. I posted on Twitter this morning and in the comments, but I think it's minus 110. But I'm on the Jazz. They're 4-0 ATS at home. This Indiana Pacers team, I don't know why they're laying points. It blows my mind. Like, maybe I feel like this was book manipulation trying to trick me, but if I'm falling into a trap, then I'm falling into it. But I love the Jazz plus 2.5, their money line. Everything about the Jazz coming off that, depending on what number you got. I covered yesterday with the Jazz. They was getting 7.5, what I got against the Timberwolves. And we just seen them play the Timberwolves prior to that and get blown out. So now they back at home. Second game back at home. I think I look for them to go ahead, and third game back on, my fault. I just look for them to cover. They're 4-0 ATS. Like, I can't go against that.
Yeah. If your answer to the line is that Indiana's getting healthier and Utah might be a little banged up, then that's fine. But if that's not the answer, I have no idea how Indiana's a favorite here. Billy Brisbane, what do you think?
The trends, I'm not a trend guy. I don't believe in trends like that. But the trends in this game are just too staggering for me to really fuck around with this game. I mean, Utah looked good last night, backdoor covering that big spread. But the crazy trends for this one, on the second half of back-to-backs, the Jazz have lost 12 of their last 15 games. Each of the last second legs of back-to-back in those games have gone under the total. Each of Indiana's last 6 games on the road have gone under the total. This is a backwood and a half, man. Like, as much as I think Utah, like, if I just looked at the numbers and looked at the money lines, I would bet Utah plus the points at the crib. I don't think Indiana shit this year. Like, this is damn near close to a G League team if they didn't have Pascal Siakam on it. But it's like those trends for the Utah Jazz, it don't take me a lot to, all right, you're telling me not to bet the Jazz. I don't need to bet this game at all. And I don't want to bet the under. Like, I think the best bet of this game is the under. Like, it's going to tell you to bet the under. But NBA totals, I'd rather bet some fucking tennis. I'd rather bet some 18-year-old kids in tennis overseas than be betting NBA totals. NBA totals are not it. Team totals are fine, but the totals of full games and shit like that, I just don't think that there's a significant edge over a long term of a season for me to continue to attack it, even though it's sitting right in front of my face. The under would be the best bet in this game. But
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking as well. Both these teams, of course, have been very strong under trenders recently. Indiana under in 8 of their last 9. Utah under in 5 of their last 6. First line was 233.5 that I saw. Now it's 233. So it has dropped a little bit. But I mean, Billy Brisbane, this has got to be the biggest market is begging you to game of the NBA year that I've done with you, Billy Brisbane. No, right?
I did this shit last week with Jimmy, and I bet the under in the Knicks Timberwolves game, and 5 minutes before the game, Karl-Anthony Towns got ruled in, and that shit went way the fuck over. That shit went way over to the point where I knew the bet was dead by halftime. Like, when the final score of that game, that total went 40 points over, and that was the night that I thought, you know what? I can be high, I can be sober, I can be glad, I can be mad. Nobody's talking me into betting no fucking NBA totals no more for the rest of the season. The under's the best bet, though.
Oh, I can talk about it. I can talk about
it. There's no moon you can get me into betting an under on a full game total right now, but this is clearly an under. If you look at the last 3 games of the night, Golden State OKC 227.5. This one's 232.5. The other game is 242.5. Well, all three games aren't going to go over. This would be the one that would probably go under, but I'm good, man. I don't want to have money on the Utah Jazz Pacers game.
And just aim with the Jazz. That's the move tonight. Go
ahead.
I said the Jazz. That's the move. You ain't got to worry about total. Just bet the Jazz, like plus 2.5 money line. That's the move tonight.
Lex Steele saying every YouTube capper under on Jazz. Does he mean he likes that every YouTube capper is on the under and the Jazz, or?
I think he's saying every YouTube capper he's seen is on the under and took the Jazz.
Okay.
I told you this trends in this game is crazy. 12 of the last 15 games on the second leg of back-to-backs for Utah Jazz, they've lost in each of those games. I've gone under the total, and that's and the peak right off the trends. Like there's so many trends for trends. The trends got friends for the under in this game. It's like crazy.
All right. Well, add another YouTube capper who's a little bit on the under. I'm gonna take the first half under 113.5 minus 113. I'm seeing that right now. That's available. I'm gonna take a shot with that. If it loses, that's all right. But I was liking the under, and with the back-to-back and Indiana, getting those guys back, I think it'll be a little bit calm in the first half. I'm gonna take a shot with the first half under. And as far as the spread is concerned, my God, it's I don't see how Indiana's a favorite here, but obviously they are, and that's that. Let's see what other people are saying here. It seems like they want Jazz money. Yeah. If you want the Jazz to take Laurie and his points, what do you think about that, Justin?
I just like the Jazz.
Just likes the Jazz. Okay,
don't get cute. Don't get cute. The Jazz got some guys. You fuck around, Ace Bailey goes off for 30, and that would be the reason why the Jazz win. You're gonna be mad.
That's why I'm not betting no props or no total. I just really like the Jazz. Like I just focused all my attention, and I went to sleep looking at it like, damn. Jazz looked like a big bag of money. And then I woke up this morning and was like, damn, kind of want to listen to jazz music. Like, jazz is a move. Like, I don't know. I could be wrong. So, at the end of the day,
Mark A likes Utah.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I'm in good company, but
all right.
I didn't think I would be in good company. Last night, I felt like nutty liking the Jazz, but there's a few people that are with me. Well, a few people I know that somebody said all the YouTube cappers. I don't know about that, but I like the Jazz.
We'll see how it turns out. I mean, Indiana is getting some nice pieces back. Bo Jackson says FBI need to look more at these NBA games. Yeah, FBI, can you do something useful for once and help us out for once? Do something that we care about. Look at these NBA games. Thanks, FBI. All right. But Ace Bailey's a freaking revelation, man.
Yeah, he might go bananas tonight.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that Utah was doing was a little bit disrespectful. Like, I get it. Sevi Mikhailiuk is an NBA vet, but why is Sevi Mikhailiuk and Isaiah Collier starting over your top 5 draft pick? What the fuck are you guys doing? Like, this is why you guys are losing games.
All right.
Kind of like, I'm glad you said him. I didn't bet it yet, but he's on my highlight list. I like Isaiah Collier over his assist. I think it was 4.5.
I don't know, though, man. I don't know, because Ace Bailey took his spot in the starting lineup, and Ace Bailey looked really good last night. That was like one of the main reasons why they covered that spread against Minnesota.
He took a spot yesterday, and he had 7 assists.
And he's 19 years old. He's not going to get tired just because it's a back-to-back.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't going to just take a spotlight completely. Like, it ain't like he wanted to continue, like, to get me 5 assists. I don't need him to start. Just come in.
It's a minutes thing for me. How do you play 50? I can't bet on somebody that's only playing. He played 15 minutes. Him and Kevin Love played the same exact amount of minutes yesterday. Walter Clayton played more minutes than Isaiah Collier yesterday. So it's clear that they're like going with the guys that they drafted over the new regime is going with the guys that they drafted over the Collier draft pick from last year. Like I don't know. Like Collier's just playing spot fill-in minutes. It's not like they're like
highlighted.
Like he's not closing.
He ain't make it to the best slip, but he's highlighted.
All right. Very, very interesting game. We'll see how it turns out. And the next game, pretty interesting too. Denver at Sacramento. Denver, of course, been great at home this year. The road can be different for them. They haven't had too many road games so far this year, but just 1 and 2 ATS on the road. One of those was an OT loss as a small dog, but still, Denver often has a big home road dichotomy. And Sacramento off of 2 straight huge margin home losses, lost by 30. It's like a 12-point home dog. Then again by 30, it's a 5-point home dog. So they can definitely get blown out at home. And but now you have Denver. I believe that Jamal Murray and Gordon are both going to be out, right? Or they're certainly questionable. And then Sabonis, I believe, is coming back for Sacramento. So Sacramento, a big dog here. Denver a lot of times can get overvalued on the road. Now they have 2 guys who are important who might be out. So I don't know. Is Sacramento worth a play here? I can't do it, but maybe. Justin?
No, I do got official play. I'm not on a side or a total. I'm the prop. And it's big plus money, but I love it. I couldn't wait when I seen that number. I'm on Russell Westbrook double at plus 600 at Fanatics.
Wow.
And I love this spot with a high point total. These teams, when they meet each other, they trying to play over and get some bonus back into the game. I expect him to get some lobs, some assists to some bonus, whether or not he gets assists or the rebounds. I ain't even count the points. He don't get 10 points, but he just love, even though he got so many of them, but he loved going against his old team. And this is the most recent one. So double, give me 10 and 10, 10 and 14. I don't care. Plus 600, that price is way off. So I'm making that official. Russell Westbrook at Fanatics is where I got it at. And the line, just for reference, at Bet Rivers, it was plus 340. And at Fanatics, it was plus 600. So definitely line shop.
Absolutely. All right. If that one cashes, you lock up capper of the show for today's show. No question about that. Billy Brisbane, do the injury, how important are these injuries for Denver and Sacramento? Obviously, terrible ATS, but is this a spot where they might have some value?
Well, I gotta say, I hope my brother cashes. I'm gonna try to tell that shit on FanDuel at plus 500. I am in no competition with nobody that we do the shows with. If anything, I hope they make the most amount of money possible. And I was just glad to be there with them. Like I was in the car with them. So
that's why I'm always taking notes. Like I just want to win.
Yeah, my beef is with FanDuel. Got money to make back on them motherfuckers. But as I digress, I mean, this game's pretty straightforward. You take Denver here. Sacramento played them really good, though, in that last meeting. I believe it was like a week ago. Sacramento played them pretty competitive last time. But before that, I feel like, Denver just beats up on them like a little brother. Back-to-back 30-plus point losses for Sacramento. Eventually, one of these games are going to step up. This is the 3-leg parlay. It was the chalk parlay. It's a chalk parlay. So, you mix and add however you want it. If you want more plus money on it, I always tell people you can move the spreads on however you feel you like. But I'm going with the 3 money lines because I need some wins on the board here for the show. Toronto, New York, Denver, 3-leg parlay, minus 114. Other official play was Philadelphia 76ers on the money line. Top leans for me today. Golden State plus 7.5. It's just like it's hard for me to bet an 11 o'clock game at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. What the fuck am I betting a game 12 hours in advance for? Just to get fucked over? Like, nah, I'm good. I'll probably bet the Golden State game like 10 to 15 minutes before the game starts. I need to see who's playing. Just for my own health. First half of a back-to-back for Golden State, you never know. Emmanuel quickly over 25.5 PRA. Mikal Bridges over 1.5 3-pointers. And then team totals that I like. Brooklyn team total, first half, full game. Like, it feels like all those would cash.
And Con Slips was saying, who's out for Denver tonight? I don't know if they're going to be out, but both Murray and Gordon were out in the last game. And so I don't know if they're going to be in tonight, but Murray's had a calf issue for about a week, and Gordon was a hamstring, and hamstring issues can linger. So I don't know if they're going to be. They were out last game, so I have no idea if they're going to be in tonight, but they're both. And
it's an 8.5 line. If you look at some of these lines on the card today, we have Toronto as a road favorite, 10.5, New York at 10, I do feel like one of those two could definitely be out. It might be Aaron Gordon or something like that. Like it feels like if this was really like the full roster, it'd be like 10, right?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, Denver though, it's tough to make them a double-digit road favorite. But yeah, I guess just how horrible is Sacramento? Really horrible.
Bad. Pretty damn bad. I mean, I think it might be a long. It's like they have like it looks like a team that you would pick in like a fantasy draft in like 2K, not a team that's real life good. If that makes sense. Like they got good players, but the continuity of the good players that they have just don't fit. I mean, Zach LaVine. It feels like every team he goes to, he just seems like the odd man out.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Let's just look at the comments section and then review all of our official plays. Con clips very high on Denver in general. All right, great segment. I have 3 plays here. Nets first half team total under 54.5 minus 115. Indiana Utah first half under 113.5 minus 113, and then a bet which I don't know if we can include these, but I'll say what it is. The Golden State game, if the first half is at 110 or lower, I'll take the opening line on the second half total over. And those are my 3 official plays for today's card. Justin, if you don't mind, please review the official plays you got.
Yeah, I'll give them to you now, and then I'll send them to Jose in about 5 minutes so he got them for his records. Mm-hmm. I'm on the New York Knicks team total over 121.5. Minus 113. I'm on the Celtics Sixers over 230.5 minus 110. I'm on the Warriors plus 7.5 minus 112. And the Warriors over 228.5 minus 118. Stacks play day number 2. Utah Jazz plus 2.5 minus 110. And 6 plays Russell Westbrook double at Fanatics plus 600.
Okay, and again, Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day. OKC minus 7. Sports scientist Jacob, best bet on the board, Sixers money line. Billy Brisbane, if you don't mind, I know you just reviewed all your plays, but just one more time, please, your official plays review.
Yeah, 3 bets on my bet slip today. Straight bet, Philadelphia 76ers minus 120. Toronto, New York, Denver, 3-leg money line parlay minus 114. If you want plus money on that, you can play around with the spreads. And then college play today. Didn't really talk too much about college, but I do have a college bet in the bet slip, and I would be bad. I would be a bad man if I didn't share it. It's a mid-major game. It's a game that I really like. I think this line's going to get steamed throughout the day, so you get on it now because it's -2, and I'm already seeing 3.5. Florida Gulf Coast at home against Georgia Southern, and this is just a really good matchup for Florida Gulf Coast. Georgia Southern ranks 294th in turnover rate last season. Well, Florida Gulf Coast is like top 10 in the country in offensive turnover percentage entering tonight's game. So I think that I think the slow tempo is going to kill Georgia Southern in this one, and Florida Gulf Coast is going to not run them boys off the floor, but beat them boys down and win that game. Definitely by more than 2 points. Like I have that projected as I thought the line was going to be 6.5 and moved to 7.5, and I saw -2 in the money line under -150 and went, well, goddamn, I guess I'm betting on Florida Gulf Coast, and it's not March.
So yeah, let me just look at all we're taking a detour here, but I did look at that game, very high total. So you don't think it's going to be a super high scoring game then?
I don't know about the total, but I think Florida Gulf Coast is winning this game by margin, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I think they just beat them down.
Dunk City.
Yeah. Let me see where they got college basketball. It's so hard to find.
Nothing on Cashville today, Briz. Like you don't remember? Like that's our little stuff on the bounce back.
You just I gotta see. So Asheville is one of those teams that you gotta make sure they got the right people on the team this year. And, with those mid-major teams and stuff like that. With college basketball nowadays, if you're half decent and you play for a quad 1 team, you're going Bobo by fucking March. They're giving you a fat NIL deal and you out. And UNC Asheville might not have the same little roster construction that they used to have last year, but Lipscomb is a team that doesn't play defense.
And in
Yeah,
the
actually, I
meantime,
don't know. They made me so much money. I feel obligated. Like coming off back-to-back losses, I feel like it's a chance I'm supposed to get in the car.
I mean, I definitely don't blame you. The 90-93 loss against Georgia Southern, the team that we're fading tonight, is definitely a shout out. But I mean, Sunday they do play Dartmouth, and if there's anything I know about the Ivy League schools, fade the fuck out of them in the non-conference games, unless it's like Penn playing like a Power 5 team.
This is where they could get hot. Blow these boys, blow Lipscomb out today, blow Dartmouth out. We're gonna start calling them Cashville again.
And that Kentucky Louisville game, Conks Clips, I believe it was, said he liked Louisville at 3.5. I was 3.5 and 4. Now it's 6. So shout out to Conks Clips for beating that move. I was definitely liking Louisville myself. I don't know about 6. It's just this is like that friggin'
I've seen 3.5, but it's been higher than 3.5. He must have bet that a while ago.
There's a game that's coming on as we speak right now. Iona versus UMKC. It's on the Summit League Network, 1:00 p.m. start. I thought if I had the Summit League Network as like a TV network and I could put the game on and watch it, I would have bet UMKC, but I don't like betting on games where I have to watch the scoreboard on the ESPN app. It just throws me off a little bit. So if you have the Summit League Network or you got whatever little things, I think UMKC is live as fuck. Plus 5.5 at their crib at 1:00 against Iona. Iona is not something to be rooting and hollering about. And all the money is on Iona in this spot where it's like, this is way too good to be true. 90% of the spread and handle on Iona here in the state of New Jersey is wild to me. I'd take UMKC plus the 5.5 if I had the Summit League Network, but I'm not paying $15.99 a month for the Summit League Network.
Yeah, I mean,
eat one.
It was 1 year, maybe it was last year, maybe it was 2 years ago, where UMKC was like 23-1 ATS or something like that. The first, they were incredible. But Iona, they had a great first game against Hofstra. Covered, won.
I'm on Iona. I got 4.5 when I bet it.
Okay, you're on Iona. Did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Iona.
Minus 4.5.
Yeah, they're the first game was excellent. All right, guys. Great segment once again. As always, we'll see how all this turns out. All these interesting games. We'll see what happens with that Utah-Indiana game. And if Justin hits his Russell Westbrook double-double. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you again next week. All right. That was a pretty good segment to Jose Bouquett. What do you think? Hey, Jose. You there, pal? Hey, Jose. Hey, Jose. You there, pal? All right. I guess he's not. All right. We're going to figure out what's going on here, and then we're going to get to NHL. Jose Bouquett, why don't you come back in? Because I want to ask you about if I'm allowed to. Hey, Jose.
I'm unmuted now, Pete. Hello.
Can I make that play official, the OKC one? If the first half is 110 or less, I'll take the second half over.
I think the man to ask about that is our next guest.
All right. Well, our next guest, he's not from Belleville, but trust me, Toronto is almost as badass as Belleville. If you can't have someone from Belleville, having someone from Toronto is a great close second. Everyone, Jimmy the Bag.
Thank you for having me. It is great to see you, Peter Loshak. You're looking good, looking sharp.
Thank you very much. I'm really. There was a few games on tonight's NHL card that I was so interested in that I was going to send an audible text you about and ask your opinion on just a few of them because it's a great NHL card. We're going to break it all down. And, we're going to have a good time, a hell of a good time. Everyone in the comment section, look at that. Jimmy motherfucking Bag.
I went 5-0 the last time I rocked with you, Pete, about 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. So I'd like to follow that up. It's not been a good year. And I would like to smash and grab this card. Great to see everybody. Steve G, Kongs Clips, BJ, Justin Villegas, Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian, Action Jackson, Big Zoe, Chosen One. Super true story. Let's get to work, Peter.
And
let's get to work.
Let's do it. Kumbaya and jokes out the door. Now, all only NHL handicap.
Now I want to sing Kumbaya. I'll try my hardest, my very hardest to not sing it, but it's coming out at some point.
All right. First game on the card, Toronto-Boston. Now, the Leafs seem pretty good overall. They're off of 2 home losses, though. First one was as a big favorite against Boston, and Boston hasn't played since that win, but they've now won 6 in a row, and all of those wins were as a decent-sized dog. And one thing I've definitely learned about looking at NHL is that, you don't really want to zigzag it when like some team that's being undervalued is stringing wins together. If you see a team like Boston that is suddenly playing well, winning repeatedly as a dog, I'll usually be looking to bet on them again. It's bet on them or pass until things change. And Boston is the X's and O's much better than I do in terms of NHL. But right now, Boston is doing something right. And I know you could look at this and say, well, revenge for Toronto. Toronto's also pretty good. But as a home dog, this would be Boston or nothing for me.
I got to watch the Leafs in person, actually win a game 5-3 last Wednesday. I do not think they're a good hockey team.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I waited, maybe they're above average hockey team. I think the NHL in totality is weak. The NHL, these teams are so weak. Like, this is a perfect example of Boston winning 6 games in a row, that the teams like the Ducks and the Sharks are beating everybody. It's not necessarily a sign of how good these 2 young hockey teams are. It's a sign of how bad all these other hockey teams are. This is as weak of an NHL I've ever remember. I mean, even our top teams are very suspect. Everybody except maybe the Avalanche. Leafs, Bruins here. We have Stolarz calling out players on his team, coming off a career season, which I predict he never has ever again. Stolarz will never. He led the league in save percentage last year. Talk about an outlier season. He's got an .889 save percentage, which is where Stolarz is. Swayman, 3.8. Goals against average, .899 save percentage. Let us know if we have the wrong goaltenders too, because I put the goaltenders up this morning. Toronto power play 26th in the league, 17.1% power play. It's weak. It looks weak without Marner, despite you have Nylander and Matthews, but Matthews doesn't look the same. 12th ranked penalty kill, Boston 22.2% power play, and 11th ranked penalty kill. Boston's just a well-coached team. Steve G says weak or parity. I think this is as weak and watered down of an NHL that I've seen in a long time, personally. Like, look at this Bruins team here. This Bruins team has won 6 straight games. Now, look, Morgan Geeky's playing out of his mind. 11 goals. Pasternak, Kuznetsov, Pasternak, and Geeky, that first line. Their second line right now, because of injuries, they don't have Casey Middlestad. They don't have Elias Lindholm, so they don't have their second and third centerman. Beecher is also out, but he could return for this. They're also missing Jordan Harris. Pavel Zacha, Victor Arvidsson, and Alexander Steves. Well, I would say that's the worst second line in the National Hockey League. Now, it's because of injuries, I guess. Would it be that much better if Lindholm was there? Tanner Jeannot, he's tough. Fraser Minton, Mark Kastelik, that's a tough third line. And then look at McAvoy right now. Let's get this up here. McAvoy right now is back, so he didn't play in the last game, but he's going to return to the lineup. It was personal reasons. We didn't know what was going on. The Leafs are 8-7-1. I have their season win total under. They played 4 games this year on the road. They've won 1 of them. Why should they be this big of a favorite? Yeah. Boston Bruins, I don't think are that good of a hockey team. I don't want to back them, but I certainly don't want to fade them. AM is on the Maple Leafs money line -133. Says the stingy goalies bet against a team that's won past 3 games while allowing a maximum of 3 goals in each of these victories. If they're at home today, bet against them. This is. I'm not going to back the Leafs. The Bruins just came to Toronto and beat them. So this is Leafs' 3rd game in 4 nights. They lost 5-3 to the Bruins in Toronto on Saturday night. And they are an angry group, not playing very good hockey. I don't want either team in this, Pete. I don't want either team at this number. And then from a total perspective, both goaltenders, we have a vividness bias of them being good, but they're not right now. A 6.5 with these 2 weak groups. I mean, I would want to bet the under in this. That would be the only thing that I would want. But I don't even know if I can get there, Pete. This is 2 hockey teams that I want to fade. I think that this 6-game winning streak for the Bruins will give us a great opportunity to fade them at some better numbers than we've received. Leafs have lost 2 straight in a row. They allowed 10 goals. But yeah, the under 6.5. I guess the under 6.5 is quite appealing to me here, Pete.
Well, Justin McKelvey likes the over at a 6.5, and yeah, I mean, look, if I'll tell you this, Jimmy the Bag, if the under cashes, that'll be the first under for Toronto in 12 games.
And I got in the way of it. I tried to get in the way of it in against Utah when I was there live, and that game, there were not scoring chances. There were not huge opportunities. It was just that the goaltending was weak. Like I thought the when I was watching it, I was surprised that and halfway through the game I thought I was going to cash the under, but I've been up against Justin twice in the last week in totals and lost both of them. But I don't see why, if Boston comes up to Toronto and beats them, Toronto's playing bad hockey, bad defensive hockey. Is it all because Tanev is hurt? I mean, that's a part of it. But yeah, so I guess I like the under. I didn't realize that I did. I think that there's animosity between these two teams. I'm surprised the Bruins are able to score at all. I mean, yes, on the power play with Pasternak and Geeky, but I'm surprised that they're able to score at all. And I think Toronto is less than the sum of their parts. And we talked about last year how McCabe and Tanev were healthy all year long and how that is an anomaly. That's not going to happen. Of course, it hasn't happened this year.
11 straight overs for Toronto. Boston, 7 out of their last 10 over.
Yeah, and look at the goaltending. You have Swayman with an .899 save percentage, Stores with an .889 save percentage. But, I mean, Toronto has the 26th ranked power play in the National Hockey League. Both teams have very strong penalty killing. I think I'll bet the under. I think I'll get in the way of this total once again. These teams don't like each other. The Leafs were just embarrassed. The Leafs have an old school, hard-edged coach who's just so angry with the positional play and the defensive responsibility and the accountability. I mean, Berube won't even look at these guys in the eyes. He's so angry at them. You have, Nylander, his nickname in Toronto, Mr. Casual. And, he's not back-checking. I mean, this team is sickening. Yeah, Hans beat 5-3 Boston last game. One was an empty net goal and one was a goal with the Utah out, with their goalie out. So it really, I thought I was going to cash that under. And remember, AM saying 2-2 going to the third. It was 2-1. There was a goal scored with seconds left in the second period that I knew was going to screw me.
All right. This is one of those games where I think I'm going to bet whoever scores first. I think I'm going to bet on the other team live, whether it's Toronto or Boston.
Stolarz is being called out. He's calling out his own players. He's a guy with a ton of character and passion. This is 6.5 for these two teams. It shouldn't be. And I know that Leafs keep going over and over and over and over again, which is driving Berube crazy. I want the 6.5. I might move on it.
Okay, look, for people who are saying that Toronto never goes under, that's not. On October 16th, they went under, so why not tonight, right? Unbelievable. 11 straight overs. That's unbelievable. All right.
I know, I tried to get in the way of it. It was 8 in a row when I tried to get in the way of it.
All right, let's pass for me officially, although I'm going to be looking hard at betting on either team who goes down early. All right, next game, LA and Montreal. LA off a close win at Pitt. That's a big road favorite. They're okay, at least as far as how they've been recent, in past games going forward. I'm not exactly sure what to expect. They've been pulling out wins on the road, a lot of close OT games. Then Montreal, just a very good team in general. When they're down, they fight back. They had 2, losses, then came back with a big win last game against Utah. They've also been a big overtrending team, 8-1-1 over under in their last 10. And a relatively small short line, I thought, for Montreal. First line I saw was minus 120. So my first thoughts were, and the total was just 6. The first total I saw, 6 juice to the under. So my first thought was Montreal on the over. Why not? What do you think?
The Kings have lost one game in regulation in 9 road games. I've battled with the Gorkle and Bobano. I'm much higher on the Kings than others. I would have had them against Pittsburgh, but, it was a 2 p.m. start. It was their first road game of this long road trip. So it was 11 a.m. start for them, and it made me nervous. And they got down 2-1 and came back and won 3-2. The market is screaming that the Kings are going to take care of business here. Screaming it. We have it. It's up to minus 120 at some books. I'm looking at BOL minus 118. This opened up at plus 101. Dog to favorite. They were huge favorites against the Penguins, for the right reasons. I think, obviously I battled with my friends about this, but I think that this is a playoff hockey team. That's a good hockey team. They'll probably get knocked out in the first round by a better hockey team. Lex Steele is on the Habs here. SBK says, gentlemen, love me some Habs if they are at full strength. I mean, they're at the strength that they're going to be for a long time. It's just Patrick Laine and Caden Gooley who are out. Everybody else is healthy. They won in front of Slatsy. He was there for this game, 6-2 over Utah on Saturday night. So they've been off since Saturday night. The win snapped a 2-game losing streak. They'd played 4 straight games that had gone to overtime. The Kings coming off that great start. This is a completely healthy Kings group. You have Kemper going up against, at this point, Montembeault is listed. I don't know if Dobish will. Is he confirmed, Montembeault?
Yes, confirmed. Montembeault.
I guess that's it. I guess the fact that Montembeault came in with his .864 save percentage. You know what? I think that's the big difference here. I think the line moved heavily with Montembeault being announced. He's nervous. It looks like he's nervous in that he's going to lose the job to Dobish. And he should probably be taken advantage of. I do not, and I agree, Steve G. Laine isn't much of a loss. I think they're better without him. I mean, maybe that power play is a tiny bit stronger with him floating around the periphery. But I believe that Montembeault is a real problem. The books are screaming. It's very, very, very uncomfortable to fade the Montreal Canadiens. It is extremely uncomfortable, but it should probably be done here.
And if the line moved because of Montembeault, then wouldn't you expect the total to move as well, which it doesn't look like it has?
The Habs are an over hockey team, and the Habs have only lost once in regulation at home. The Kings have only lost once in regulation on the road, and the Kings are an under hockey team. So it's a mix of two styles. If you like the Habs to win, then you would probably like the over. If you like the Kings to take care of business, you would probably like the under. If Montembeault is an issue, and with an .864 save percentage after 8 games, that's atrocious. I think that it was very, very difficult for me to get to fade the Habs at home. I haven't done it all year. I don't want to do it. But this is probably the spot to do it. And the Kings should probably be bet on every single one of these games on their road trip until they play San Jose in the final game of the road trip. They fly across the continent, don't come home and play San Jose. That's probably when they should be faded. We've seen the Kings going huge streaks on the road early in seasons. I bet you they deliver it here. I bet you they're completely healthy. They're a dangerous hockey team right now when they're not playing at home because they're getting crushed at crypto for whatever reason. So I'm going to move on the Kings. I'm going to bet the Kings.
Yeah. What's up with Darcy Kemper? Is he like awesome or something?
No, not at all. I mean, I thought even last year was a complete outlier. 905 save percentage. I mean, this is he's a average goaltender at best.
So okay. There's definitely market manipulation in the NHL markets, which is okay. God, the Montreal team total over is just looking just like so tempting, right? 2.5 minus 150.
Yeah, I mean, they're a very good hockey team. I mean, obviously they're 10-3-2, young hockey team. But I guess the issue here is Montembeault. I mean, they're a 500 hockey team with Montembeault in goal. This is a 10-3-2 hockey team that's 500 with Montembeault in goal.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll take it. It's the market moves don't make sense to me, but I'll take a shot with Montreal. Team total over 2.5 minus 150. I'll shop around to see if I can get even better. But they've gone to 3 or more every single home game this year, and most of their road games as well, right?
Yeah. And then AM saying that he personally doesn't read into line moves much with the NHL. I've seen massive line moves fall in the face. I mean, we see that in all sports, but it's just confirmation that you're on the right side. AM was on the Islanders yesterday against the Devils, right? That line moved 30 cents in AM's favor. I mean, that should just be confirmation that your angle is have more confidence in it. That's all.
Totally nuts. I mean, this is the thing is that Montreal is a team with life to them. So coming off a 6-goal game, they're going to come back fighting hard again, right?
A 6-2 win.
Yeah.
at home is kind of a situation I want to fade them. This is game 2 of a 4-game homestand.
All right. Well,
So they're pretty comfortable. The Kings, though, let me just tell you about these California teams. Getting a chance to play at the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec. These guys are going to be jumping out of their skates. All teams are when they get to play there.
yes. So why not also the over then?
Yeah, I mean, it just if I like the Kings, I'm not going to move. I'm going to bet the Kings.
All right. Well, I'm taking this Montreal. If they get under 3, that'll be the first time at home all year. We'll see how it turns out. All right. Next game on the card: Dallas and Ottawa. Dallas had been shaky. They've now won 3 or 4, not super convincingly though. And Ottawa, very competitive. They had those 2 7-goal wins, 3-3 since then, but still a team that does seem like they have some life to them. 4-1 in their non-OT games over their last bunch of games where they've been winning. And again, I was leaning Ottawa over and the Ottawa team total over. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to bet Ottawa. I just wanted to sit with it for a little bit longer here. I don't know really what's going on with this Stars team. I know they've been playing without Ben and playing without Duchesne, and their record's good, 9-4-3. I don't like backing the Senators without Brady Tkachuk in the lineup. There's been about an 8-cent move towards the under. And on the money line here, we've had a real legit move towards the Senators, plus 101 to minus 120. A similar move that we've seen with the Kings here. Dallas has the second-ranked power play in the National Hockey League. And, I guess the more I sit with this, the issue in this hockey game is Ottawa has the worst penalty kill in the National Hockey League, and Dallas is the 8th worst. And these 2 power plays are very strong. There has been a move towards the under. Yolmark has been terrible this year, 866 save percentage. I know I believe he's confirmed. Shout out to Res Mob in the house. Jake Ottinger on the other side hasn't been very good. Stars coming off their second straight win, 3rd in 4 games, 2 on the home over Seattle on Sunday. This is a 3rd game in 4 nights for both squads, and it starts a mini 2-game road trip for the Stars. They play at Montreal on Thursday. And they also don't have Nils Lundqvist on defense. Sens come in off their second straight win, 4-2 at home versus the Mammoth on Sunday. Game 2 of a 4-game homestand. I think this sets up here. Yeah, Rob, I'm hammering them tonight, though. The line's kind of moved against me, so maybe it's the wrong move, but I'm hammering them tonight. Yeah, I think the Senators are the play. I think that the over is the play as well. I'm not quite sure why this total would have moved. I know the Dallas have been playing low-scoring games, but this should be a spot where they take advantage of the power play. I think you're right. I think you're right on all. I'm not going to take the Senators team total over as well. Steve G on the Stars -1 here.
Really?
Yeah. And Steve G, great capper. So, I mean, obviously, you need to have conviction if you're going to go up against them. But I think the Ottawa and the over 6 makes sense to me here, Pete. I'm not going to add the 3rd unit on the Ottawa team total. I think this market move is telling. And the Stars they don't look very strong. I mean, they beat Nashville 5-4, in Nashville. Then they come back and they beat Seattle at home. Then they fly the very next day. So they played at home on the 6th against the Ducks. They lose 7-5. They fly to Nashville on the 7th. They play Nashville on the 8th. They fly to Seattle that night. They play, after the game. Then they play Seattle on the 9th. Then back at home. Then on the 10th, yesterday, they fly all the way up to Ottawa and they play immediately. This is not a good spot for them. And you'd say, well, it's the 3rd game in 4 nights for the Senators, but they've been at home now since Sunday or since Saturday night after the game. So I think this is a bad spot for Dallas. A really tough little trip they have here. I bet you the Stars should probably be faded in Ottawa on Tuesday and in Montreal on Thursday.
Wow. Steve G. He's a good capper? You sure about that?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, why would he be loving the Stars so much then?
He thinks that they're coming on. That's a legit. They're the better team, Steve G. I agree. Yeah, the Stars are a better team. If this was a 7-game series, the Stars would beat them. No doubt about it, especially with Tkachuk out. No doubt about it.
Matty Ice, his wife and not his wife, they're on the way to John Legend, but then he's going to drop the full NCAA basketball card. All right. Oh boy. Wow. I was liking, yeah. All right. Okay. I'll think about it. I might add on yeah, and it should be an over, right?
Yeah, just based on how weak I mean, you think if you get 2 power play goals, can you get 4 goals at even strength or including an empty net? Yeah. Yes, you can.
I mean, is Dallas, we're going to move on, but is Dallas like when they start to play well? I remember last year they were very, defense oriented, more so at home, I think, but
Yeah, they were very tough defensively. They don't seem to be that way so far this year, and Ottinger's not having a good season.
he's not really, is he?
And their penalty kill is trash. When has Dallas ever had a trash penalty kill? Under DeBoer, it was one of the best in the league year after year after year, but he's gone.
All right, I'm going to take Ottawa team total over 2.5 here. It's going to be, just 2.5. It's a team that scored 7 goals 2 games in a row, but I take a shot with it. It's going to be juicy, but that's all right. 168. I can't even bring myself to say the minus part, but all right, I'm going to take it. And I'll shop around, see if I can get any better. All right, let's move on. Next game on the card, Washington, Carolina. This was actually a tough card for me, but this game contains the one play that I thought was good. Washington off 2 straight road losses, struggling to win in general. Lost 6 of 7, but the last 5 of those were pretty close. And Carolina, they've now won 4 in a row. A very good run, but not super awesome. One was at the Rangers. That's a gimme. Then 2 home fave games, which they won. And I was thinking that Washington first period it was really good. I think Washington should come back a little bit pissed off. I think they have the personnel to get it done. As a big dog, of course, so Carolina, a big favorite here. I haven't seen where the line's moved, but I was thinking, Carolina's really picked things up late in games, and Washington is not. So if Washington goes up like 2-0, I might bet Carolina live. But I was thinking Washington first period, maybe second period as well. But I'm thinking Washington early. What do you think, Jim?
AM thinks and has 2 different trends that tell him that the Capitals are the best bet on the board.
That's what I thought as well, but not full game, just like first and second period.
The Hurricanes are minus 158 here. They open up minus 165. And we know that generally they'd be around a minus 190. It's just that they're not at home. They're not healthy. Jacob Slavin's been out for a while. Ghost Despair, another defenseman out. Jalen Chatfield out. And then Charles Alexis Legault, who came in as a depth piece because of the injuries, he got cut by Nick Robertson's skate. It was very scary. He had a procedure Monday to repair several torn extensor tendons in his right hand. He's going to be out 3 to 4 months. So you can't back a team. I mean, I just don't think you can back a team in this situation down 4 defenseman, even if it's really down 3, because Legault was a depth piece that was going to come in. Keandre Miller came back and saved them. But their defense their forward group is excellent. Just so quality. But missing all these defensemen is tough. Here, the Capitals are doing what I expected them to do last year, but they were phenomenal last year. Pierre-Luc Dubois had abdomen surgery. He's going to be out until March, but and he played so much better last year than I thought he was capable of. But the Caps coming off their second straight loss, 6 and 7 games, 3-2 at Tampa on Saturday. This is game 3 of a 4-game road trip. They have the 4th worst power play in the National Hockey League, the 5th worst penalty killing. Well, you're going to lose when you have that. And the Carolina Hurricanes, with their defensive issues, have the 3rd worst power play in the National Hockey League and the 10th best penalty killing. This is an intense, important game for the Capitals, who aren't playing very well. And the Hurricanes.
I'll be right back. Keep going, Jim. I'll be right back.
The Hurricanes, despite all these issues, 11-4 overall, and still 5-1 at home. The Hurricanes are a really tough hockey team. To be able to handle this many injuries on defense is extremely impressive. And I would lean towards an under here, but that is partially a vividness bias of the Hurricanes and Capitals playing lower scoring type hockey games. If we look at what they've been doing of late, the Caps have gone over in 3 of their last 4 games, and the Hurricanes have gone over in 3 of their last 4 games, or their last 3 games in a row. I don't know why exactly that's happening. All these games, so many of these games are going over. I would expect, power plays to look week out here. The Capitals Capitals have a Logan Thompson in net with a .930 save percentage to play strong defensive hockey. And then the Hurricanes not getting outlet passes, not getting opportunities to, with all these injuries to defense, it doesn't lead to higher scoring games generally. I've always thought, and it's worked for me, leading to lower scoring games because you're not getting the outlet passes. The defensemen aren't pinching because they know, your top defensemen are going to have to play 27 plus minutes. So I don't want the Capitals under any circumstances. This is pretty close to the only one that I would want them. And AM having them as best bet on the board, I get it. AM saying playoff rematch also. Yeah, the Carolina took the Caps to the woodshed. I cannot back I'm never going to back a team that's missing this type of dealing with these cluster injuries on defense. So it's no bet for me, but I would like to again bet the under. I know it's a very tricky thing to do in the National Hockey League these days, but I would expect. And the problem is Carolina. I mean, look at how high scoring these games have been, but they're not going to be here. You really think? I mean, look what Washington just did in Tampa, and Washington's rested. This is a good, really good spot for Washington, and even in really good spots, I don't want to back the Capitals. And I have faded Carolina at home for the first time this year. They're only L against the Golden Knights, and that was when that was before Keandre Miller was back. I guess I like the under, but goddamn, these unders are not helping my season right now. But I think this is going to be a very intense hockey game. There's not going to be a lot of space on the ice. Both power plays look trash. So I like the under.
All right, I'm going to make Washington first period money line plus 125 an official play. I hear you, Jimmy the Bag. And then the total's a tough one. Yeah. Normally, I'd be thinking under, right? Yeah, you would be thinking that. When Washington plays well, they always play low-scoring games.
Yes, absolutely. And it's hard to score on Carolina, but it's a little easier with the defensive injuries, not having Slavin out there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna wait. So why don't you like Washington again then?
I don't think they're a good hockey team. They're exactly what I thought they were last year. Their special teams are very weak. This is a perfect spot for Washington. This is the spot that they should be backed, and I still won't do it.
All right. Well, I'll just take them first period. And but Carolina is a team that has the cluster injuries on defense, right?
Right.
Yeah. You love to fade that, Jim.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it was so hard fading Carolina at home. I've done it once in 3 years. I did it with Vegas, and they only lost this year. I get. If I had a free $1,000 bet, I go up and bet on the Capitals.
Mm-hmm.
I just not going to put my money on them.
All right, I'll definitely take them first period, and I might add on a second one. I mean, Washington, they've gotten some goals, not a ton, but they can score a little bit, right? When they got Strome back, that helped, right?
It helped very much, yeah. Yeah, their offense has been, much weaker than what we saw from last year, and because last year was an outlier, man. Last year it was a freak situation. This is Beauvillier on the top line. A Protas, was that a year out of his wildest dreams? Where's he scoring? And then the bottom six are pretty weak.
Bottom six are pretty weak, huh?
Yeah, the bottom six forward group is weak here.
They are. All right, you know what? I'm going to double up. I'm also going to take Washington first period goal minus 141. I understand the treachery. I understand. I do understand. Jimmy the Bag. We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah, let's roll on, my man.
All
we
right,
got Flames.
let's roll on.
Blues.
Next game on the card, Calgary, St. Louis. This is one of the games that I was going to do an audible and text you for some advice here. Calgary off of 2 straight shutout losses, right? Before that, they had 2 wins, playing better and closer, and it was like maybe they've turned a corner, but now 2 straight bad losses for Calgary, both shutout losses. So, who's the real Calgary here? And then St. Louis, not great, right? In general, they don't seem that good. They lost 7 in a row. Then they won 2 of their last 4. But then this weekend, the coach was so pissed off with them that he made them have a grueling practice, right? And they were all exhausted. Now, you would think that in the regular season itself is grueling. So if a team was struggling, maybe he'd give them extra time off instead of putting them through another grueling session that wasn't even a game, just a practice. But maybe for this game, that lights a fire under them, or they come in here and they're just freaking exhausted because of what he made them do 2 days ago. St. Louis a big favorite, and relatively. And the question is just, is Calgary going to be able to score here? Are they going to play more like, the few games where they were starting to score more, or more like the last 2 games and all their games leading up to when they might have turned a corner? What do you think, Jim?
I want to fade the Flames so badly. I did on Sunday. I had the Wild -1. The Wild are starting to play better hockey. Of course, like you mentioned, it was their Flames' second straight game being shut out. AM is on the Flames money line, says the scoring drought bet on teams losing its past 2 games while scoring at most 3 goals in each of those defeats. Bet them tonight if they're on the road with the money line better than -125. Action Jackson also on the Flames. Steve G on the Blues. This was a game where I've been sitting and staring at. I really, Dustin Wolf has not gotten off to a very good start. He's going to get better and better as it goes. And Binnington looks really bad. Montgomery, who people in the NHL, people following NHL love the guy. He could get fired with what's happening in St. Louis right now. They recently benched Jordan Kyrou, who came back and played a little better. He scored last game. He needs to step up. They're playing without Jake Neighbors. This team's not playing well. They got Robert Thomas back, and who's the most important player. That second loss in 3 games, 4-3 overtime to the Kraken on Saturday night. The Kraken scored with 2 seconds left to tie it up at 3, and they won it in overtime. I would like to back the Blues here. I'm a little nervous after back-to-back shutouts for the Flames. They've been playing without Pospisil for a long time. It's not a big deal, here. But this is game 2 of a mini 2-game road trip. They come back home after this. Where you can attack the Blues, they're 29th ranked penalty kill. But the Calgary Flames have the worst penalty kill in the National Hockey League. Kelly McKinnon jumping on the over 5.5. The Blues should be able to take care of business here. They should be angry. They should win this hockey game. But, they're not good. They're not good, and I kind of like – the Flames played really tough in Minnesota. And I just don't want the Blues at the favorite price. The Blues have played 9 games at home this year. They've won 2 in regulation. The Flames have played 9 games on the road. They've won 2 in regulation. This is a pick your poison type of spot. It's, which loser are you going to expect to win here? And that's just, I don't really want either. If the Flames had come in off of a win, God, I'd love to fade them, but back-to-back shutout losses. They played well against Minnesota. And the Blues again, I don't have it in front of me. I could pull it up, but they got outshot badly by the Kraken. Now they out-hit the Kraken. I cannot sit here and take the Blues with confidence. They're a shit hockey team. And Monty's about to lose his job. There's zero chance I want anything to do with the Flames. Steve G fading the Flames. That's good business fading the Flames. I thought that after capping this game, I would talk myself into the Blues, but I don't want them.
And even the total is tough because you'd love to take maybe an under, but when St. Louis starts to, screw up, they start to let up goals to anyone. They can let up 3 goals to anyone in a hurry.
Binnington has an .859 save percentage. Look around at these save percentages. We're back in 1985. The goalies are allowing, the overs are hitting at a very high rate right now, and goalies are getting lit up and smoked.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to pass on this one. But, there you go. Steve G, like in Blues money line, lean under. I can certainly understand that. Action Jackson Flames money line. And AM, look at that. AM Calgary money line, plus 130. Scoring drought bet on teams. I guess almost every team that is in a scoring drought is by definition a shitty team, although not always. Sometimes you have decent teams that go on a run of shitty, like the Rangers maybe. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well, AM liking the Flames. I'm going to pass. Let's move on. All right. All right.
Yeah, let's roll.
All right. Let's move on. Next game is, here we go, San Jose, Minnesota, right? Again, San Jose won 3 in a row. And 7 out of their last 10, and all 7 of those wins were as a big dog. The lowest line of those 7 wins was plus 150. That's incredible, right? 7-3 last 10, all 7 wins, plus 50, plus 150 or better. And they started the year as a clear over team. There are a few overs, like first period overs and stuff that I took, but they've gone under in 4 of their last 5. And Minnesota, they were a bunch of injuries. They were stinking it up. I know you were preseason vaguely high on Minnesota.
Very much.
Now they won 4 or 5 after having really struggled. But their wins, not against terribly tough competition. Vancouver, Nashville, Calgary. So they're playing better, but beating very beatable teams. And now here you go. Once again, San Jose, massive underdog line. Got to be San Jose or nothing, right?
I don't think that the Sharks or the Ducks should be faded again. You either back them or you stay off the game. Right. All I have, which sucks, is this Sharks team total over for points at 70.5. I was making good money on them first periods plus a half when they were huge dogs. You can start taking them first period money lines now. You don't need the plus a half anymore. This is a good young hockey team. They're playing without Nick Leddy, which hurts. They don't have Willie Eklund, who's top 6 forward. Michael Misa, that extremely high draft pick, also hurt right now. Sharks have only allowed 9 goals in the last 6 games. I have Nedeljkovic listed. Yes. I'm telling you, Yaroslav asked about me. He's got the skill to be a top goaltender in the National Hockey League. I can't speak on his character. I know Trotzy didn't want anything to do with him, so I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. Like, I don't have that insight. Gustafsson is being okay this year. Minnesota has the 4th ranked power play in the National Hockey League, which should wreak havoc on the Sharks' 24th ranked penalty kill. Minnesota has a weak penalty kill too, and this Sharks power play is going to be great at some point. Maybe not this year, but at some point it's going to be incredible. This is game 1 of a 3-game road trip, coming off their 5th win in 6 games. Wild coming off their 4th win in 5 games. They're playing without Nico Sturm, Zach Bogosian, and Jacob Middleton's sick right now. This is game 2 of a 5-game homestand. I think it's simple here. I think you back the Sharks or you just stay off these games. The market hasn't corrected itself. Sharks are playing with a ton of energy and a ton of hope and a ton of life after being the doormat for years.
Yeah.
The Wild are playing less than the sum of their parts. They've looked a little better of late.
So let me quick question. Why? I know that you were vaguely high on them to start the year. They had a lot of injuries and issues, and then they were losing. Why did they turn things around last 5 games?
Well, their defense is playing better, but their defense was I thought, top 5 in the NHL, and it's been bad. And I've talked about it with Bobano, and he has some real legit thoughts about what the hell is wrong. And for him, he said, Spurgeon's getting old, and so is Brodin. So Faber is supposed to have stepped up and being a Norris Trophy type defenseman. He's not really doing that. Zeb Buem's still kind of going through the, learning how to be a top defenseman, how to clear defenders in front of the net. Now you have Middleton and Bogosian out. This is probably a spot to back the Sharks. And shout out to Nutflush Allen in the house. I don't want to back the Sharks on the first game of a road trip after looking so good at home, playing so well defensively. A Minnesota team that's, still just, has won 7 of 17 games in regulation this year. But as you said, they won 4 or 5. They're playing better. Brandon Gregory says Sharks money line. Look, I don't think anybody should talk you off of a Sharks or Ducks money line. And I've left money on the table not backing them, but I fear backing them here. And I can understand Kent talking about the under here. The Sharks are playing much, much tighter defensively. It's just the Wild have not been. And it's very uncomfortable, backing the Wild in unders, which is something that I've done. And it used to be a great thing to do. You used to be able to trust them defensively and trust their goaltending. I mean, they've 2 of their last 3 games have gone over. 3 of their last 5 have gone over. Yeah, I'm not involved in this one.
I'm thinking of adding on San Jose +2 at just -190. That's risky, isn't it? Because they're a good team, but sometimes these good teams, when they lose by a lot, and then they come back and string wins together. Probably best to just take the dog lines, right?
Yeah, the Ducks and the Sharks have become an issue because I was all over them on the futures market to start the year, and then I haven't been making money off of them. The Sharks I did early in the year, but have not been, and I'm just they're messing with me right now.
You think it really? Do you think it really makes a difference, like playing well and then going on the road, like psychologically? I mean, they got to win at Seattle, they got to win at Minnesota. They've been fine on the road mostly.
Yeah, they've won 3. They're 3-3 on the road. They started on that Eastern road trip, but that was different. When they went on that Eastern road trip, they hadn't won yet. They were 0-4-2. And they got to play Madison Square Garden, and they go to Jersey. It was just a very fun, exciting trip. They turned their season around in Madison Square Garden. Celebrini had 6 points or whatever it was. They turned their season around. They came home. They kept it going. And now they go back out on the road. They go to Minnesota. I do think things can change here, but their vibe is real. It's strong.
Yes.
They're playing good defensive hockey. They're playing good hockey. They're a good hockey team. I don't want them. When are the Wild going to wake up and start playing really strong hockey at home? I'm off the spot.
All right, I will start off. I'm just going to start off with San Jose first period plus 146. I mean, all things considered, it's just, my God, that's a big line there, right?
I think that the Sharks, if you bet the Sharks first period every game, you'd be rich.
Well, last 10, I can tell you, 5 wins, 1 loss, 4 pushes.
Yeah.
Plus 148 I got. And all right, and then just very, very quickly, and then we'll move on. So is Minnesota, Gustafsson and at home, they're coming off a shutout against Calgary, though. Are they a decent defensive team or not really?
They were. I
huh?
couldn't understand, and again, like Boban and I talked about it at length on the show. I was like, what the hell has gone on with this defense that we thought was going to be so strong? And now you have Middleton sick and Bogosian on IR. So now this top 4 is going to have to play heavy minutes. So Brodin and Spurgeon and Bume and Faber know they're going to have to play heavy minutes. So there'll be less pinching. They won't pinch. They know they're going to have to play 27 minutes because, Damon Hunt and David Juracek, I mean, that's number 5 and 6. So I think that they want to play a lot, that they're not nervous or uncomfortable playing a lot, but that they'll be pinching less, taking less risks, knowing that they're going to be on the ice a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and Peanut saying Eklund is in. That's important. There's Spooner in the house. What up, Spooner?
So how does that change things?
It helps the Sharks. He's a very quality forward. He's really good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe I'll double or triple up on this. For now, I'll stick with first period plus 148. And I might add on, I don't know, full game, San Jose to score in the first period, maybe just a full game team total over. That might be not bad, right? Just a full game team total over, 2.5 minus 114.
Yeah, I mean, this is all predicated on what the Wild do. If I'd be more comfortable with just the first period personally.
Right. I feel you.
Also, one thing that we see happen so often in the NHL is when a team wins a game playing a certain way, accountable, defensive,
they repeat the next game.
Exactly. They're
in fact, yes, I knew that. And there was I don't know if you remember, but St. Louis at one point did that. And then their next game, I liked the under. And I was talking to Gogster about it. And he was like, no, I like the over, this and that, both scoring the first. I was like, I don't know if they're going to win, but I like the under. The under cash first period and full game. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, because you're locked in.
Yeah.
Minnesota is locked in off of a very strong defensive performance. And now the defensemen know they're going to play 27 minutes in tonight's game. They're not going to be risking. They're not going to be pinching. Yeah. Let's roll on to Ducks Avalanche, my man.
And you know what? I am going to do it. What the hell? I'm going to add on because San Jose in general, even if they get down, they're going to fight, right?
Yeah.
And Minnesota doesn't have much offensively at the moment, do they?
No, they do still.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah. Because Zuccarello's back, the 38-year-old, I don't know what he's going to do, but Kaprizov and Rossi are nasty. Then with Zuccarello back, you get Boldy on the second line with Eriksson Ek and Marcus Johansson. That moves Tarasenko to the third line with Hartman and Hinostroza. The Wild should be scoring more goals than they've been scoring. They're dangerous.
I was going to add on San Jose plus 2 at minus 190, but I'll just take the first period because I can't not. But all right, let's move on. Next game on the card, Anaheim, Colorado, right?
Yeah.
And Anaheim, maybe even more betting value over the last 10 games than San Jose. 9-1 last 10. 8 of those 9 games as a dog, just 1 minus 120 a favorite line win. So Anaheim winning everything, almost all as a dog. Colorado returns home after that 9-1 win over Edmonton and then OT win at Vancouver. But Vancouver has issues and Edmonton just flat out sucks. So I think we can throw that one out. Colorado, a huge home favorite here. Anaheim, like San Jose, just a young team, offensive with life to them. And once again, a huge dog. It's a little bit different when you're going into Colorado. Colorado, a tough place to play, of course, especially when they have an elite team, which they do. But again, it's got to be Anaheim or nothing, right?
Yeah, it has to be Anaheim or nothing every time they play. Now, one thing about the Oilers is they're going to win 10 straight at some point soon.
At some point, yeah.
You know, they do this, you know, but they're bad right now. The Ducks just need to be backed. Won their 7th straight game, 4-1 at home over the Jets on Sunday. How could you find a worse situation than what they beat Vegas in overtime, and they have a Jets team that's lost their first 2 games of a 6-game road trip, lost first 2 games in California, waiting for them, and they smoke the Jets 4-1. I mean, Dostal is excellent. This young group. I mean, I got Cutter Gauthier and Leo Carlson in the pool. I watched them very closely, and this team is just, God, they're good. Joe Quenneville getting a second lease on life, getting to coach these guys, and God, they're just dangerous. They have a really nice mix here of youth and veteran talent. Unfortunately, their captain, Radko Gudas, and Michael Granlund. That's another thing about the Ducks. They've been playing through injuries. This has not been a perfect setup for them injury-wise. Now, the Colorado Avalanche, who I've got, they were my only Stanley Cup bet. They still are at this point, 9-1. They've lost 1 game in regulation this year, 1 in 16 games. They haven't lost in regulation at home all year. They're nasty. Their power play's not clicking. Can you imagine that? The Penguins' power play's hitting at 35%. The Avalanche power play's hitting at 17.5%. What happens when this power play heats up? Because you know it will at one point. What happens then? I mean, just I don't know how. Like, again, it's just you bet the Ducks or you don't bet at all. This total is a 6.5 minus 137 to the over. I mean, I can't believe that we've come to 7s now, and that's just, I mean, it's ridiculous to me. I would like to bet the under in this game. I don't know if I have the balls to do it. The Avalanche opened up minus 215. They're now minus 237. I don't think that they should be backed here. This is their 3rd game in 4 nights with constant travel. Game 1 of a 4-game homestand. The injuries to Girard on defense, Kiviranta, he's been out. He only played the first 5 games of the year. And LOC, Logan O'Connor, are out. You know, the Ducks coming off their 7th straight win. Game 1 of a 3-game road trip. Look, you bet the Ducks in these spots, or you don't bet the game. And so I'm not betting the game. I don't want the Avs in this situation. And as I said, the Ducks are fucking monsters. Kelly McInnes on the over 6.5.
Yeah, why not? Why not just the over 130?
Well, you can't. If you're going to play against the Ducks, if you're going to play against this Beckett, Seneca, Mace McTavish, Cutter Gauthier second line, or Leo Carlson, I mean, you have to be very aware defensively, very accountable defensively. I don't think you would try to outscore the Ducks. You know, I think that you try to play very smart and take advantage of odd man rushes and things like that. I think the Avalanche are going to play very, you know, accountable, astute hockey game, but they're tired. They're a tired group. You know, so I get the Ducks can just score goals and the Avalanche can fight fire with fire. I mean, how many goals have been scored? The Avalanche have scored 14 goals in the last 2 games. It's just going to keep rolling. And shout out to Matty Ice, full card posted. What a guy! Shout out to Matty Ice.
Yeah, I feel like I'm leaving money on the table, not taking some kind of over here.
No, JPC Carlson's all good to go. Leo Carlson, all good to go. Not on the injury report or anything. Yeah, the Ducks and Sharks are a mess right now. You either bet them or you stay off, and I've got to figure out a different way, but it's very early in the year, so we need more time here. The Avalanche want to play the Ducks, and they want to smash the Ducks. You know, everybody's talking about the Ducks right now, and so teams are going to get up to play them.
Yeah, They are. All right, I can't not do it. It's not an expensive line. I'm going to take the first period over 1.5, just minus 146, which is, it's up there. And, if the first period goes under, I'll probably look at live betting the full game as well. I should probably have a whole bunch of plays here, but maybe I'll add them. But let's move on, all right? Next game on the card, Jimmy the Bag, Winnipeg and Vancouver. Winnipeg, 3 straight road losses, 2 total goals in those 3 games. Before that, though, of course, they had been near awesome. Almost lost three games or so all year before that, mostly winning game in and game out. Now this road trip not been working, and Vancouver alternating wins and losses for a while now. Their last game was the OT loss to Colorado. Before that, though, they beat Columbus, who's decent, so they can hang. They've got some life now to them. And I don't know. I was thinking maybe Vancouver as a dog. Winnipeg continued to have issues. Vancouver looks like they're, okay now. And maybe under or first period under.
I smashed the Jets. I fade the Canucks every game right now. So, I mean, I didn't fade them against Colorado. Like, I can't back a team that wins 9-1. So and then has a game the next night. So that was the one rarity. But I hit the Jets hard. Like, 2 units, 1 on the -1 line, 1 just on the money line. So it's not a -1 bet. Like, I really hit this hard. The Jets have lost the first 3 games of the 6-game road trip, but we think this team's just going to go out, just lose and lose and lose and lose. I don't. They're coming off 4-1 loss to the Ducks on Sunday. They're missing Gustav Nyquist and Morgan Barron, so 2 centers, as well as Dylan Sandberg on defense. The Canucks coming in off their second loss 3 games, 5-4 in overtime to the Avalanche on Sunday. This is their 3rd game in 4 nights, final game of a 4-game homestand. They begin a 3-game road trip on Carolina, in Carolina in a couple days. I think it's Friday that their first game. So I don't think they travel tomorrow, which does, it's not a terrible spot for the Canucks. But look, the Canucks are playing with spirit, But Philip Hedl, Alvin's trade and Rutherford's trade that decapitated the Canucks is not going to play. Maybe he comes back from his concussion. I don't know if he plays. I said when he made the trade that he's not going to play 100 games. So it's just a terrible, terrible trade. I watched Alvin be interviewed after the last game, and it's just I want to get my fist through the screen and punch him in the face. You don't usually want to punch Buddhists in the face. Buddhists I want to punch in the fucking face. Yeah. Teddy Bluger, there's your second and third line centerman. You have Mancini and Forbor out. Lecker Maki, who's a big part of the future, and Hoglander are both out. Guillaume Bisbois also out. But they're playing with character, and they're playing hard. And now, is Thatcher Demko going to play? What was he going to have a 5th hip surgery? What the hell's happening with Thatcher Demko? He didn't dress last game. He's supposed to possibly play here tonight. But Winnipeg is smarting right now. They're angry. They're an angry group. They've lost the first 3 games of a 6-game road trip, and they're going to go all out with Hellebuck, the Vezina Trophy winner, multiple Vezinas in net. This line was going against me. It made me nervous. It's come back a little bit. But look, I'll bet almost any team against the Canucks right now. And as I said before, like the Canucks are 8-1. They've won 3 games in regulation. 3. Like I'm going to fade them. And if they weren't, these outlier overtime and shootout situations that they've been in, I would be doing very well off of fading them. Now, they've won every single game that's gone to overtime or shootout. And Quinn Hughes is back, but he's doing too much. And so I'm on the Jets. I hammered the Jets.
Yeah, and probably after their futility on offense last few games, you wouldn't want to take a shot with the under here because they're going to try to establish themselves in some way, right?
No, I think that's a good point. I think that I should, if I wanted to add a 3rd unit, because I'm going to fire a bunch of bets out after this, that I would take the Canucks team total under. They're they're barely a dog. So I think that's. Now, do I need to triple up? I'm not certain I do. But the Jets are going to play as accountable as you'll see them ever. And we have a 6. We're not dealing with a 5.5. So I probably get a 2.5 at an okay price.
So you think these last few games for Winnipeg were just sort of, just a blip, anomaly, bump in the road, whatever?
Yes.
Yes,
I think they're a quality hockey team.
Okay. Capping the cappers, I'll take it. Winnipeg, first period, -112. First period money line. Accountable? Then you got to start off in the first period and be accountable, right?
Look at this. Elias Pettersson's taken more faceoffs than any player in the National Hockey League because they've lost their second and third centerman. So they trade for Lucas Reichel, who doesn't look very good. Atu Ratu, Max Sasson. I mean, it's such a weak group down the middle, and that's the most important. Down the middle is the most important. They should not have got rid of Pius Suter. You want to talk about how bad the Blues are? The Blues don't have a single player with double-digit points. Pius Suter is leading their team tied with 9 points. Pius Suter is such an accountable defensive player. And then, you have, I guess, Alvin thought Hedl. These general managers who think that concussions are, he's fine. It's just ridiculous. So now you have your second, third line center who are Hedl and Bluger are defensive and accountable centermen, but they're not around anymore. And Pius Suter not around anymore. The Canucks should be faded every single game.
Yeah. And what about just Winnipeg team total over? You think they explode here a little bit, relatively?
I don't know. I don't know. They haven't been showing any sign of that. And is Demko going to be back in that? I mean, the Canucks are still battling, and they're playing with a ton of character, and it's sold out, and you have Pettersson and Tyler Myers as your second player. Willander is playing very, very well. So they do have some young players coming up. Willander looks awesome. I don't know. I think that this would generally be an under hockey game. I mean, maybe I should just bet the under instead of the Canucks team total under, but I'd prefer the Canucks team total under.
It is Demko likely, probably confirmed.
Yeah, and all of Vancouver wondering what the hell's going on with him. Every time he's not dressing when he's not starting. I mean, something's up.
Okay. I'll just take Winnipeg first period. A lot of other tempting plays, though. Last game on the card is Columbus at Seattle. Columbus on a road trip, 4 straight losses, but, they're not terrible. Before that, they had won 6 of 7. So, I have them as not a top-tier team, but a mid-range team with definitely some potential to have life in any given run or any given game. They're on a back-to-back. They lost in OT at Edmonton last night, right? Which is bad because Edmonton sucks, but okay, they're an NHL team, so they can win on any given night. Seattle kind of 50-50, right? Off of a loss at Dallas. And I don't know. I was thinking maybe Columbus pissed off, maybe Columbus first period, but then Seattle full game. Columbus isn't really starting their games well, though, on this current road trip. And I was thinking maybe a shot with the under, but like you said, scary to take unders in any NHL game. But yeah, the Seattle, returning home, and they play well at home. They tend to play, tighter, lower scoring games at home. So I was thinking maybe Columbus first period, maybe Seattle full game, maybe under.
I want to back Seattle full game. The one thing about the National Hockey League, first off, shout out to Kelly McInnes. Kelly, thank you, my man. Gifting 5 Pub Sports Radio memberships. I love you, Kelly. Thank you, my man. One thing that doesn't work, as we've seen, is when you fade a team that's dealing with sickness and illness. It just doesn't work. We think that it's this gift situation. The Columbus Blue Jackets are really dealing with this illness. And this is the 5th game of the road trip. They've lost all 4 games. I think they just want to come home. They deserved a better fate. That was a lucky goal to tie it up last night by what's his name, the defenseman on the Oilers from the Sharks. The hell? Oh God, I'm tripping. But it was they deserved a better fate. These are horrible penalty kills as well. But the problem is Columbus is the second worst power play too. Imagine if this team had special teams. I like the Jackets lineup. I think they're okay, but their 3rd game in 4 nights with constant travel, the illness is supposedly hit 6 to 8 players. Only 2 people are on the injury report with the sickness, Miles Wood and Cole Sillinger. The Kraken coming off their second loss in 3 games, 2-1 at Dallas on Sunday. This is their third game in 4 nights with constant travel. The thing for me, this is the issue. Joey Decord's out with lower body injury. So you're going to get Grubauer. And, Nutflush Allen in the chat, whenever Grubauer is in net, he takes the team total on the opposition and he catches nonstop.
You're getting Matt Murray.
Is it Matt Murray? Wow. Okay.
Yes.
It's Matt Murray. So that's a little better than Grubauer, I guess. But with Decord out of the lineup, that's a problem. Then you're playing without centers Jared McCann and Freddie Goodrow. The reason why I wanted to bet them, and I didn't, I wanted to talk it out, but it's just because they were just here last Wednesday at home, and they lost 6-1 to the Blackhawks. They got annihilated. Is that going to be fresh? And I don't know if it is, but if it was fresh in their thoughts, I would want to, attack it. I'd want to back them, and I kind of still do. But they're 2 tired teams. Jackets are sick. This line is not giving anybody more confidence in Seattle. And Seattle has lost 1 game in regulation at home. That's it, 1 game. They played 7, and that was their last game at home. So why would they almost be at a pick'em against a hockey team that's dealing with sickness? That's a 500 hockey team that's lost all 4 games of this road trip. This 5-game road trip is about to go home. And it's because, the cord's hurt. You're missing 2 centermen. So I guess you can kind of explain it, but I want Seattle here. Oh,
I'm going to make the under official.
Makes no sense. Okay, because I think Seattle should be minus 140 here. It's again, Kent. Seattle's only lost 1 game in regulation at home in 7 games. So shouldn't they be a big favorite here or bigger, just because they don't have their number 1 goaltender? So I see it differently. I see it very differently. I've got to sit with Matt Murray's numbers and sit with, because and then also, you don't want to fade a team based on sickness, but god damn, they just put everything out on the line against the Oilers in overtime after putting everything out on the line against the Knuckleheads. So I'd like to fade them. I'd like to back the Kraken here.
Dizzy Donut saying he'd buy Christmas tree ornaments with a picture of me on them. All right, we'll make those. We can make that happen. I'm going to take the under 6.5 minus 115, Jimmy the bag.
Yeah, I certainly get it. I mean, do we want to trust Matt Murray here? That's the issue. He's looked pretty good in 3 games so far. He's trying to resurrect his career. I think he'd probably rather have him in net than Grubauer. It's a tough one. I'd like to end up on Seattle. I'm nervous about it. I mean, the Jackets deserve a better fate than being 0-4 through this road trip. Kent Davies looking at Jackets first period. I think I get to the Kraken by the end of this.
You want to make a Weird Al parody song of that John Legend song, All of Me, about going all in? We could do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad idea.
Shall I pull up your worksheet? Loshak song.
Put that down there.
All right.
All of me loves all of you. Weird Al style parody about going all in. This is it, baby.
Loshak song.
All in. If I lose, my bankroll's gone. All right, I'm taking the under. I feel like I'm leaving some money on the table here. Not taking, I don't know, man, the Anaheim, Colorado full game over, although I took the first period over. San Jose, man. But you're right. Minnesota's getting better, aren't they, Jim? Tougher.
They are. Their defense starting to play better. This is right under the Weird Al parody of War, which I don't remember that well. But
man.
All right, I got to get back to football, Pete. I got to get back.
All right,
to football.
let's just quickly review all of our official plays, or I'll review mine, and then we'll move on. I got Montreal team total over 2.5 minus 150. Ottawa team total over 2.5 minus 168. Capitals first period money line plus 125, and to score in the first period minus 141. San Jose first period plus 148. Anaheim, Colorado first period over 1.5 minus 146. Winnipeg first period money line minus 112, and the Seattle game under 6.5 minus 115. We'll see. Jim, thanks so much, man.
I have a sickness to try to stop this overtrain for the Leafs.
Oof.
Under 6.5, I think I get to in Leafs Bruins. I'm going to move on the Kings. the Senators and the over 6 in Ottawa, the under 6 in Washington, Carolina. And then it's nothing until my double up on the Jets. Do I want to add? I don't think I need to add a third unit on the Canucks team total under, but I probably get there. I want to see how expensive it is, and then the Kraken will be the final spot here for me. So I the only bets I've made so far are the Jets, but I'll be making these bets right now as I got to get back to the NFL. We have Bankroll Blitz tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, and Troy now, I haven't done his record yet, but off another, I think he's up. Well, it's got to be up 56 units now on the season.
You guys are fucking killing it. I went 4-1 in the contest this past week. I was like, let me see where I am in the standings. I think I lost ground.
No, I went 4-1, so we stayed tied, and then Troy and Spooner went 3-2, so you gained the game on them.
Jimmy, do you want to know? Do you want to know, Jimmy, where you would be in the actual contest, the circa $1 million contest?
Sure.
Tied for 134th.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I did indeed do that research earlier in the show. So I didn't know if I wanted to tell you or not.
Oh no, it's fine. I've not been successful in these contests. The pick 5 against the spread. So you want proof. You want proof that you can succeed in these things before you want to invest in bigger ones. So I'm fine with that. I don't mind. It doesnn't. It's all good. I
would have done a spit take there, except I would have ruined my computer and all my electronics. Wow.
That would have made it funny, Pete.
Yeah, I know. It would have been funny, but not worth it. Not worth it.
All right, much love, guys. I got to get back to football. Thank you for having me, Peter. Great to see all of you guys in the chat. Big Zoe, Kent Davies, Peanut, Tasha, Steve G, Rich O, Inc., Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian, AM, Dizzy Donuts. And Kelly, thank you so much for gifting the 5 Pub Sports Radio memberships. Jose, great to have you back from Miami, my man. Peter, great to see you crush the rest of the card.
Yes.
Good luck to the Goracle coming up here, and I will be in touch, fellas. Much love.
All right, so now we're going to talk college football with Gorky, and then we'll touch on we can touch on college basketball a little bit if you want to. I did look at a lot of the card. I hit a few.
I bet I have 2 bets on 2 marquee matchups, so we could touch on that quickly as well.
And I hit a few totals which probably have moved. Hopefully they've moved in my favor, but very possibly moved against me. But first of all, we're going to talk a little college football with the Gorky.
How are you, fellas?
Gorky. Man, Gorky, how you doing, pal? Are you still killing it? How's college football going for you these days? As good as ever?
Pretty good, Pete. I can't complain.
Can't complain. What were your awesome calls? I can't even keep track of all your awesome calls. But last week, it was the friggin' Nebraska game, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To anyone who thought UCLA might be a good bet last week, before you heard what Gorky had to say, raise your hand. I was one of them.
But listen, truth be told, I had no idea who that kid was either. I just looked at his stats, and I know what UCLA was like all year, and it just felt like a Nebraska spot for some reason. Like, I almost feel like I could have been the quarterback,
Unbelievable. Of course, last week, UCLA off a horrible loss and a bye and at home, laying a short number, a suspiciously short number.
Pete, you said goodbye to the facial hair.
Yeah, I did. I did a whole bunch of stuff, but we gotta keep a brisk pace. My point is, Gorky last week told us Nebraska was the play, and my God, he was right.
And I felt comfortable because I got it at like plus 2.5 for plus money. So after that first half, I was like, there's no way we're losing this.
And then Kong's Clips told us about Texas Tech laying a huge number against BYU. Texas Tech ranked 7th, sure. BYU ranked 8th, getting double digits, and they rolled. Huge shout out to Kong's.
The opposite, I believe, Pete.
Now I'm going to copy and paste.
BYU was the higher seed.
Were they? Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So he's backing them again this week. You make time for what's important in life, and copying and pasting Kong's Clips' comments here is important. Along with Matty Ice, everyone look at Matty Ice, Colgate play of the day. All right, we will talk about that in a bit, but first, you make time for what's important. For anyone who's saying they don't have time to copy and paste Kong's Clips' comments, well, make time. God damn it.
Kong's is
Or
one of
you'll make
the
time,
sharpest
like I just did.
campers in here.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're ready to go. All right, Gorky, we got 2 games on the card tonight. 2 interesting ones, right? Two MAC games. There's one that I think I do kind of like, and this is the first one we're going to talk about, Kent State and Akron. This is the wagon wheel game, right? Kent State off the loss of Ball State. They've been decent ATS, though, overall this year. Akron off of 2 huge margin ATS wins. The last game, they blew out UMass. It's going to be a little bit cold here. Akron laying a pretty big number. Total, the first total I saw was upper 40s, like 47.5, 48. And it just seems to me, I'm a little bit surprised. I was thinking Kent State was the play, but it surprises me a little bit. Maybe the market is begging you now to take Kent State, and that means Akron is the play. But, you know, it's a big game, rivalry game, wagon wheel game. Kent State is good. And you know, it feels like a game that
Good?
they got a you know, they promoted their interim head coach who's been getting some results. They got you know, a quarterback, that guy Drew DeShields, who they have really bad third down conversion numbers, but they have an explosive offense. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, that guy DeShields can give you explosive plays, and if it's a relatively low scoring tight game, which I think this probably will be, you know, two or three explosive plays and you're getting points as a dog. Yeah, I mean, they have some weaknesses, but offensively, but they have you know, coaches getting production from them. Quarterback is maybe inconsistent, but good when he's good. I was thinking maybe under, and I was thinking maybe Kent State. But Gorky, what do you think?
Man, oh man, why does this even have to be a game? I would go after the money. I would go Kent State all the way because technically they have pretty much the same record, I believe, these two. And whenever that's the case, you chase the plus money. It's a Tuesday in Akron, Ohio. Anything can happen. It's action, boys. Let's go, and ladies.
So you're leaning Kent State?
Yeah, because both of these teams are basically the same mumbo jumbo, and you like plus money spots. I'm the king of plus money. It is what it is. Let's get it.
Let me see I think
for transparency's sake, I am not moving on this game. But if I was, it would be Kent State in all the ways that I could get them at plus money.
And look at this. And the line is now moved in Akron's favor. First line I saw was 5.5. Now it's like 6.5 or 7. Total was 47.5. First line I saw.
Akron has improved steadily from what we remember Akron to be. They are no longer the diaper, so to speak, of the MAC. They're not the worst team in football anymore. Now they are actually covering big spreads. UMass last week, I think I gave that out as a lean on the show that they would cover something insane like 15 or something like that. And they did. So Akron is not a joke.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the only way that I would look at this game, and again, I am not on it, and I don't plan to be, because I have action tonight on this other stuff. The next game we're probably going to talk about, and as well, this weekend is big for me also. But the only way I would look at this game, if I had to put action on it, it would be the plus money with Kent State.
So to all the people looking for in-depth analytics-based college football analysis, Gorky's take on this game is that Akron is not the diaper of the MAC anymore. So
yes.
We're killing it. Getting to kill it.
Let's go. Let's go.
You know, a lot of these, midweek line moves have been way off. I remember that, and very suspicious that James Madison total that started out low and dropped like 4 or 5 points and then wound up soaring over like everyone expected. This is interesting. I was thinking under. I was thinking Kent State. Line so far has moved in favor of Akron and in favor of the over. Go ahead.
And maybe if you are liking Kent State, you sprinkle on the over. Maybe. Because if Kent State wins, there will be points.
Right. Because the quarterback, right. Because defense is, man. This
like
is,
Kent State, when you're playing a favorite, more times than not, it has to be high scoring. It has to go crazy. The game itself, it has to break. If you are with the favorite, I like the under and the -6. Fine. If you have the better team and the better defense, fine. Akron has also played better competition in their non-conference schedules. Like, I think they played Ohio State early, lost 31-0, but that gives them like $5 million for their university. You know what I mean? So competition matters in this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. And to everyone who's wondering who is the diaper of the MAC, of course it's UMass. Deep analytics here. Wow, let's see what the comment section has to say. Jason Meyer, what's a team total over for Kent State? You know, it would be about what are we looking at? Like 20 and a half or so. Let's see, we're getting 20 and a half, slightly juiced to the over. Man. And it is supposed to be cold, right around freezing, with some wind though. 14 that.
I mean, it's November in Maction. It's gonna be cold all over the place, fellas.
Yeah. 15 mile an hour winds from Zoe Fay. That's kind of borderline whether it matters, but then again, it is cold, which there's debate on how much that matters. It does feel like, but the total has gotten bet up. Look at that.
Yep.
People are talking about the first half under. I was leaning under myself. All right, I'll think about it while we talk about the next game. Maybe I'll add on the under or the first half under. I don't know. Next game is a tough one. Ohio and Western Michigan. Both of these teams could make the MAC title game. Of course. I'm sorry?
Western Michigan is favored now? Okay.
Are they? Okay, well, we will get to that. All right.
Apparently.
Yeah, but I mean, both teams are good, right? Both could make the MAC title game. Both have good dual threat quarterbacks. And, Ohio, good, but they've been 50-50-ish kind of ATS recently. Western Michigan off the win over Central Michigan. The market has caught up with them. They started the year great ATS. They beat Central Michigan, but lost that one ATS. The sides seem kind of coin flippy to me. Probably going to go back and forth. Maybe I'd consider live betting, a team that goes down or the team that's down at the half. And you got, another total in the upper 40s with two good dual threat quarterbacks. So maybe lean to the over. I don't know. This is another tough one. Gorky.
Yeah. For me, Pete, by mistake, I put this on two different. Hold on a minute. Let me turn this off for a minute.
Gorkle sound effects are.
I am not doing that today. Not today. What were we talking about?
Ohio, West Michigan.
I mistakenly put this game on two separate lists, so I guess I have two units on it. But I'm attacking the team total over 25.5 of Ohio, and that's at plus 115. I think that there will be points in this game. Ohio has the offense to always want to march up and down the field. They have a pretty good defense as well. And I think they get it done. Hopefully so.
Yeah, I mean, the game looked coin flippy to me. So when Western Michigan was like a 2-point dog, I was thinking, take the dog, not because I necessarily think they're more likely to win. But, when you have a coin flip and you're getting plus money, you take it. The thing about Western Michigan is they have a good defense that doesn't statistically, is not, feasting off of weak offenses. They've been good at holding down quality MAC offenses this year.
But have they played an offense like this? Like, this is Parker Navarro. He's probably the one of the best true pocket passers that can still get out of the way of the rush, if you want to put it that way. I just did. So he's really one of the best passers, in my humble opinion, in all of college football. Really, he could be at a big time program. He chose to stay with Coach Smith, who took over the head coaching duties, and he chose to stay here and not chase NIL money, which I respect.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's great. And if he weren't in, you could bet Western Michigan. You probably have to lay 10.5, though.
This kid could play at a big time program, and he chooses to, stay and develop with his coach. I like it.
Yeah, man, this is tough. Now Western Michigan, you're right. Well, let's look at the comments section. Zoe Face has 65% of the handle on Ohio, plus 3.5, and yet we now have basically a pick'em game. Justin McKelvey likes the under in this game. I think the total has dropped a bit, actually.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting as well, considering that you have, like you said, Navarro and Western Michigan also with a quarterback who, look at that. Not huge drop, but a half-point drop.
But look,
right now, go ahead.
25 and a half to me looks very feasible as a team total to the over for an offense like Ohio that just needs to score in order to win. Like, these guys aren't really going to win on defense.
Brendan Gregory says Western Michigan free. I assume he means free money there.
Okay, go for it. But you're not going to get them. You're not going to get them at plus money. It's going to be like an even minus whatever it is. I would rather have the more proven quarterback, the quarterback that went into Morgantown, West Virginia, and won in week, what was it, 2?
I would say Western Michigan slight lean, maybe not free money.
I'm just saying.
Brendan Gregory, Ohio, terrible on the road. Michigan definitely has been great at him this season. Yeah, because I think Western Michigan's defense is for real. They might not be able to completely contain Navarro, but they have an offense that can move as well,
Well, I hope, but four touchdowns, Pete, is very feasible for me, and that's all I hope happens in this game. Of course, we need to keep Parker Navarro upright, and for that to happen, so we're gonna pray for the best. But anything can happen. This is sports.
Anything can happen. I'm going to take a shot with Western Michigan money line minus 111 after the move. I'll take it officially. That's the way I was leaning. I was also leaning under. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just don't understand why you wouldn't take it earlier if that was the case, just to give yourself plus money.
Well, because we're not shooting the show. Yes, if we were shooting the show on Monday, I would have taken the Monday line.
Right.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
We don't all have the ability to see the future like you do, Gorky.
Well, I do shoot all my shots on Mondays, and I post them.
I know. I'm just saying, some of us can only see the present and the past. In fact, almost all of us can only see the present.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'm going to take Western
all of us.
Yeah. I'm going to take Western Michigan money line minus 111. I can't see the future, but I can damn well make a guess about it. And I'm going to do that. Western Michigan. All right. And then the other one, and then we're going to quick, let's see. Brendan Gregory's Ohio run first offense. Michigan definitely. I mean, Michigan they have a defense that has been very good, including against quality
Ohio's a run-first offense for you? Okay. Right.
Zoe Faye, Gorky time traveling. Yeah, whenever that happens, like Gorky. November 10th, November 11th, 2025. Come on.
I mean, I am on November 11th. Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Veterans Day to everyone. All right. Okay. And do I want to pull the trigger and go against the line move as of now in this Kent State Akron game? Wow, it's really moving up. Let me see what the first half line is, and then I'll make a decision. I think you guys might be right. Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, 24 minus 115.
Or, Pete, if your book offers it, look at Akron double result.
I don't know. I'm just afraid. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Kent State, Akron, first half under 20. Oh, God.
Okay.
Man, I should not do that, though.
That's a good one.
I'm too afraid of the line move. I really am. Yeah. Oh, gosh. What do you think? Let's see what the comment section has to say.
I think they're on to Ohio, Pete. Revert back, boys. Revert back, boys and girls.
All right. I'm just going to one play. Western Michigan money line, minus 111. I'll make that official. All right, Gorky. I don't have anything else for college football as of right now, but I know you do. What can you tell us about what else are you liking this week in college football?
The other games I like, Pete, are Alabama, Georgia, Utah money line. That's my Gorky parlay lock of the week, so to speak. And then I just moved this morning on something else, Pete. Also, BYU and San Diego State money line.
Wow.
And I think that's a pretty good look for some late night Saturday degenerate action. And I love that stuff. It usually works out pretty well. BYU coming off the loss will want to get back in the winning ways and bury those bad feelings, because everything is still ahead of them. They can still achieve their goals, which is to win the Big 12.
There's the stereotype that oracles don't like degenerate action. Not true. Some of them do. Some like it a lot.
10 15 on a Saturday night is exactly where I would like to be, and I call it degenerate action because I'm not sure if San Diego State is even going to be on TV. I'm assuming they are going to be on CBS Sports Network, but it is what it is.
All right, Gorky. Next week, I'll try to be more prepared for college football and have some stuff that I want to ask you about and maybe add some plays. But right now, I've just been focusing on college basketball a lot. So
no problem, Pete. I understand completely. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for hosting me. And it's a pleasure to work with you, brother.
Oh, a pleasure to work with you, Gorky. Gorky, the Coracle. Oh, man. All right, Jose Bouquett, you there?
What's up, Pete?
All right. I guess that just about wraps it up. But, we can talk college basketball. I looked at about 3/4 of the card in depth.
Well, I'll quickly shoot out my plays, and I would love to hear what you think, Pete, here.
Okay. Let's see.
I bet two things today. I'll make them official, all in one so far in college basketball, but we'll see how all of it unfolds. You guys all know how I bet basketball and college sports at this point, just looking at the market, et cetera, et cetera. First game, Louisville, Kentucky. Big game. Rivalry game. It seems like every year Kentucky wins. People are thinking the same way in the market. 63% of the bets and 60% of the money is on Kentucky here. However, this line has opened up at 3, and I'm going to do a quick refresh of my page so I can get the most accurate lines here. At 6.5 sixes now, and I see a BOL opened it up at 4.5 there. So 4.5 up to 6.5. With more bets and money on Kentucky. I'm on Louisville -6, -110 for me here, Pedro. What'd you think about that big matchup today?
Oh, I agree with you. That was one of the things I took. I don't even remember if I got 3.5 or 4. I mean, all these overnight bets are very, small unit sizes, but yeah, definitely like in Louisville in that one. I don't know if I would take them at 6 though, but because it is a rivalry game. Tough one though. What else do you like? Let's see.
My other one here, Creighton Gonzaga, Pete. Now, this one right now, we've got 50-50 bets each way, 57% of the bets on Gonzaga here. Line opened up at 10.5. Gonzaga now at -12. Gonzaga, I moved at -11.5. -110 for me on Gonzaga. I don't like taking favorites. I don't like taking big favorites. But we're going to see how all that unfolds here. What'd you think about that game?
I did not look at it in depth, so I have no opinion on that one.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna keep toying around with the college basketball markets. These markets are obviously smaller than the college football. For example, today, one game I had circled was that Iona game. They're up big right now, 72-56. I see, I guess. 92% of the bets, 88% of the money was on Iona, and the line moved that way. Feels like I shouldn't be too scared about taking those spots. One spot that I haven't bet, but I'm going to look at here, Pete, Murray State plus 10.5 here. Murray State.
Already on it against SMU plus 11.5. I got, thank you.
Nice. There's 91% of the bets and 87% of the money on on Murray State. On Murray State there. Yeah. So I was semi-interested in Murray State there. But that's nice to hear that you're on them.
Yeah, I took that. I also took, maybe it was a mistake, but I took Kansas minus 25.5 against Texas A&M CC. Of course, they're coming off of the UNC game. And so I took that one. I also took a small shot with the over on that one.
When's the last time you went to the beach, by the way, Pete?
The last time, it's been a while.
Yeah, Texas A&M Corpus Christi. You'd love Corpus Christi, Pete.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that on the beach? I don't even know where the hell that is.
Yeah. Get your toes in the sand here.
Really? Yeah. Oh, thank you. I will consider that. Yeah. I did take a shot with, again, might have been a mistake, but Nebraska, Maryland Eastern Shore under 149. I don't know where that's moved. It's probably moved. Who knows where it's moved, but Maryland Eastern Shore playing very low scoring games. Guessing that's going to happen again. I took a shot. Again, I don't know where these lines moved, so I could be hugely on the wrong side of these line moves. The Northeastern Harvard game is interesting. That's kind of a rivalry. I do like Northeastern plus 4.5, but more so I'm going to be maybe thinking about whoever is down at the half. That should be a close game, rivalry game. So I took that one. What else is interesting here? Let me see. What else did I
do? You have any thoughts on Loyola Marymount UTEP?
No, I don't think I looked at that one. No, I did not.
The Florida.
Go ahead.
I'll just quickly mention there's 90% of the bets, 89% of the money on UTEP. The line kind of moving the direction. Something I was considering there. It opened up -1, 1.5 Loyola, and now becoming a pick 'em at some places. So something to monitor there. But go ahead.
Yeah. Let me see what else. The Florida State-Florida game is very interesting. Florida State, of course, has a new style now, where they're playing just at a breakneck NBA style pace. So very high scoring games, but then going up against Florida, it could be different. So it's tempting to take, the over 180, but I didn't do that. That's definitely an interesting game though. I do kind of like the over. I took the over a little bit, 154 in the Radford UNC game. That might be a mistake. The Dayton Cincinnati game is very interesting. Might have made a mistake. I took a small shot with the under on that one, 145.5, and maybe I'll be on the first half under on that one as well. And let me see, just scanning. Yeah, I took a shot with the under 149.5 in Mount St. Mary's, St. Francis. Yeah, let's see what else. And who was it that said that they liked Florida Gulf Coast against Georgia Southern? Yeah, kind of like college basketball. Make a bunch of plays, and if you're hitting 55% or better, you're good. But if you're making a lot of plays, there's going to be a bunch on every card where you're way wrong, and that's okay.
I officially moved on UTEP plus 1.5 to just make it 3 plays for me today.
Okay. I also took a small shot with Queens Duquesne over 160. We'll see what people are saying here. Zoe Faye says Dayton Cincy is an interesting spot. Yeah, I think I like the under in that one on the first half under as well. Let me see. Should I look at what current lines are available and maybe throws out some official ones, or is that like not?
It's up to you here, Pedro.
Let me see.
I'd rather hear what you bet.
Yeah, that's what I just ran down
Yeah.
all of it. Yeah, the Wake Forest Michigan game. That's very interesting. I don't know. That's a tough one. Michigan could easily roll. Let me see. All right, we're just winding down here. We're winding down here. Oh man, that Loyola Maryland game under. I bet that one. That one looks like it's dropped. Or has it? Oh, I don't even remember what the.
When are you making all these bets, Pete?
What?
When do you make all your bets for the next day? Like
I
midnight?
try to get. I try to get. Some of the overnights at the big pro books. You know.
So I see Pete staying up till 2 a.m. just typing away.
I don't put a big. It's like a too fine a point on it.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of bets, and I trust myself to be like whatever 54, 55%. If I do, great. Toledo and Wright State are interesting. They usually go very high, so I kind of still like the over in that one, even though we haven't quite done that this year. But over 159 in Toledo Wright State is. Oh my God! I swear to God, I'm not trying to brag that I beat line moves, but the UNC game is 160 and a half now. I got 154. Holy crap.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Justin McKelvey has Western Illinois plus 6.5 in his pocket.
I don't think I looked at that. Wow, the Northeastern game's now 6. Okay. It should be closer. We'll see. Florida Gulf Coast now 3. We'll wrap up pretty soon.
Kent Davies likes Air Force. Justin also likes Dayton. He took Dayton plus 6.5.
Yeah. That one's still there, and the total is 149. It looks like it's moved up. I took a shot with the under. Maybe should I give the first half under there? That's going to be an intense game. I mean, Dayton is a lot of times they play like very high scoring first halves, and then the full game goes under. Should I give the under? Maybe I'll give the under in that one.
Inner Ohio battle too.
What?
Inner Ohio battle there as well.
Yeah. I mean, the show is mostly over now, so we can make some non top tier content right now. All right, maybe I will give that one the under. Where is that? Let me find a good line here. Wow, it's really headed up though. Wow, Jesus.
Do you have those balls, Pete, to go against the line move? Do you have those balls?
Privately, at times, yes. Publicly, that is really, really hard to do. Really,
Justin McKelvey also took the over in the Michigan game, 164.5 there.
Yeah, I would lean that way. It's a high. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely scary, but high. Yeah, and that Wild Queens Duquesne now 162.5. And there Maryland, it's still 149. All right, I'll make that one official. How about why not? Why not? Maryland, Eastern Shore, Nebraska under 149 minus 115, but I can shop around and get better. Yeah, it's so crazy. If the line moves, you can't take it because it's a worse line. If it doesn't move, you can't take it because you're on the wrong side. You can't friggin' win with these public plays, man.
That's fair. By the way, Pete, I don't know how you East Coast guys stay up for these games, man. The 9 o'clock start time for fucking games was killing me this weekend. It was just destroying me. I was, what the fuck? So long.
Let's see whatever. Oh, someone said Gonzaga smashes.
I hope so.
Let's see. Comments. Yeah, Justin likes Michigan game over. I mean, in general, college basketball is kind of like NHL right now, especially early in the year. You default to overs, and that one makes perfect sense. Kent Davies likes Air Force. Yeah, they're off of a bad game, but they're at home. I would lean that way as well. No question about it. Zoe Faye says smaller market chase the steam, likely due to sharps moving it. Also, smaller market means sharps can easily manipulate it, which they do. So I'm just saying, keep that in mind. That's all I'm saying, Zoe Faye. Keep that in mind.
Interesting.
They definitely do. And college basketball is perfect because, it really doesn't take a lot for certain accounts to move a market the way they want. But then on the other side, if they've got all their outs, they can get a lot down, with their accounts and stuff. I'm not saying that the the line moves. In general, though, I would say I feel very nervous tailing college basketball games after big moves. I understand the idea. It's like the Sharps put it there, and so the fair line should be even higher, but that makes me very nervous,
By the way, Pete, you look 20 years younger today.
Thanks. Oh, really? I look like I'm in my 40s. Get out of here. I look like 45.
You look great. I'd say a brisk 40.
Thank you very much.
Maybe a 42. Who knows?
I look younger, but less wise and less cool, but whatever. All right. See what we can do.
No.
All right, I guess let's wrap up this game. I was gonna chuck on a bunch of official plays, but yeah, again, if the line's moved a lot, that makes me think I'm on the right side, but I can't give the new line. And if the line hasn't moved, that makes me think that I was on the wrong side. Oh, the Kansas game. I'll give that one. Where is that? Where the hell is Kansas?
Pete, while you look for Kansas, I'll also say if you end up moving on that live bet, if the first half total or whatever you said is under, you should put it in the Discord as well. Let people in the Discord know.
No, that's an official play. Oh, that's right. And let's review again the Matty Ice college basketball plays. The taint play of the day, Colgate -3.5. It is now 4. Going up against Drexel. Yeah, I think I had nothing on that one, but taint play of the day from Matty Ice, Colgate -3.5. He likes Moorhead Clemson under 146.5. I think I was leaning over, but that's a real lean. And he likes UNC -18.5. Yeah, that makes sense. And he likes Princeton Winthrop moneyline parlay. Heavy lean to Wagner +12.5. I would agree with that. Memphis +19 and ND State, North Dakota State. That's all Matty Ice again. Taint play of the day, Colgate -3.5. Moorhead State Clemson under 146.5. Also on UNC -18.5. Princeton Winthrop moneyline parlay. Heavy lean to Wagner +12.5. Memphis +19 and North Dakota State. Those are all Matty Ice plays. I read them out because that's valuable to know. And Spoon's bets. He likes Iona. That's done. Drexel -4.5. Davidson +2.5. Mount St. Mary's -4.5. Kentucky +6.5. Look at that. And Texas Tech +4. That's from Spoon's Bets. And I think on that note, we can wrap things up, right? I do want to find this Kansas game. I'll chuck that on, as it's probably like 27 now.
I'm excited to see what the future has in store for your hair, Pete.
Yeah, I don't even know. I do have, this is like British Jethro Tull style mutton chops, Mungo Jerry style. Let me see. Kansas.
Cap said to you.
Yeah. All right, take it.
Full game?
Yeah. I got 25.5, but okay. Kansas.
Cap said he's going to grow his hair out, by the way, Pete, and look like you. And you guys can do a podcast called Shuffle and Flow, Hair and Flow podcast. Here, you guys look twinsies. Yeah.
We got to step things up. We'll step things up with our content here. It'll be fun. We'll have some fun with it. Yeah, I would love to add on a bunch of other. Maybe I should add on the Duquesne game anyway at 162.5 or the first half over. Man, I don't know. I guess I'll just stick with those two. College basketball is so overwhelming, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, that's why I'm just trying to stick to these like small market-oriented positions to see how it goes. It's working in college football, but we'll see the differences.
Yeah, college football is a bigger market than not the college football is a huge market, but college basketball. You'd be surprised by how little money it takes from the right accounts to shake the market a little bit.
Yeah, I'm 14-6 in college football spreads right now. My record's not that good, unfortunately, because of other things, but we'll see how it works out. I'm excited to keep betting all these things and figure it all out.
You know what? I'll add on Murray State +10.5, -116 as well as an official play. All right, let's hang on here for a little bit. And
Pete, when that cashes for you, please text me when it does, so I can be angry with myself.
Absolutely. If it lands 11, I'll be pissed off, but that's all right. Let's see. Man, that Queens Duquesne game is just so high now. First half 77.5. Probably still all right, but let me just scan over the what lines are still open here, and then we'll call it a day. Kind of lean Old Dominion Norfolk over 149. That's still there. Like that one. I bet that one a little bit. Yeah. I was leaning under Dayton, Cincinnati. No idea why it went up. Makes me nervous, but okay. Mount St. Mary's, St. Francis, 148. Should I add that one on?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Mount St. Mary's, St. Francis, under 148. Make that official. I'll add
Pete,
that one on.
I'm thinking Win Murray State cashes for you today, Pete. I want you to just have take a picture of like a big wad of cash, like you fanning yourself and like just letting me know what I missed out on. Please.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah. I can come up with a wad of cash.
Thank you.
A few minutes. All right. So just 4 official plays for me. I'll take the Nebraska under 149, Kansas minus 27, Murray State plus 10.5, and the St. Francis game under 148. There's like 12 other plays I could add, but I'll just stick with those 4. Huge shout out to everyone who gave us such friggin' great content again. Jose Bouquett, anything else we need to say?
No, shout out to you guys in the chat. We appreciate you guys. Become a member if you haven't already. Peter Loshak lurks in the Discord every once in a while, hanging out. So if you have a question for old Peter Loshak, you're like, Pete, do these shoes match my outfit?
Yeah,
you can ask him that in the Discord there.
Any question? No
whatever
doubt
it
about
needs
it.
to be. Maybe you need to figure out what your interest is in the first half of the full game spread. Maybe you're just interested in his opinion on cars. Who knows?
Yeah. I'll if I see it, I'll be happy. And let's wrap up the show on this note. DC Capper saying, "How are you, Pete?" My answer, I'm fine. I'm good. Thanks for asking, DC Capper.